And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the few people who are in here this morning, this bright and early. It says 9 people are watching. Mistress B, thank you for being the first one in this morning. Anthony Vaz, thank you for being here bright and early. Elaine Brown is in the building with us this morning, bright and early. Also, shout out to Grace X Fire in the building, bright and early. I don't think anybody is expecting us to be live this bright and early, but we're working against adverse conditions behind the scenes. So we're doing what we can while we can. I'll explain everything to you later. And I know how to do already. Other than that, though, shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up. Shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards and the school teachers, law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Whatever your job description is, shout out to you. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. For those of you who are watching this live from the outside, this is a morning that the live is actually set to subscribers only. That means you don't have to have your name in green to be in the chat room. So I don't know why there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the chat room and there are 25 people watching at the moment, right? That means that 21 persons are outside the chat that should be in the chat. So all you got to do is hit the subscribe button and come on into the chat. But anyway, Elaine Brown, big up yourself. Thank you for being here, family. All right, we got a couple of topics to run through this morning and limited time to do so. So we're going to get right into our topics this morning. Shout out to the people who support us on the music channel, which is SouFLoTV Music on YouTube. SouFLoTV Music as in one word. And big up to the people them who have already used the promo code to purchase their tickets to the Vybz Island Experience cruise that is coming up in April of 2027. A couple of people already put away their layaway, their plan to be there. So I will be seeing you there. All right. We need some more people to do that with us as well. All right. These are the topics that we have for this morning. The show don't stop. All right. So whether them come in or them stay out the door and watch, we still gonna move forward. And who's not here to catch it now, they will catch it later on. So we're going to talk about Jason Arday this morning. Jason Arday was a Cambridge University, this is out of the UK, a Cambridge University professor. He's the youngest and the first the first black person and the youngest to ever do it. And then he was found dead not too long ago. So we're going to talk about the backstory behind his stuff. Should be quite an interesting story, especially to our UK audience that tunes into us from time to time, or some of them tune in every day. Then Vanessa Bling and Vybz Kartel's relationship. We're going to talk about that for a minute because she recently appeared on the concert that Massacre had at the Barclays, and then that stirred up some different kind of conversations, and I am truly wanting to know certain things, and I thought this is an interesting one to talk about. Patra, Queen of the Pack, Patra has now returned to music and entertainment and dancehall with a lot of good news, but also there is some controversy surrounding her disappearance and alleged beef with somebody else who was super huge in dancehall before she took an exit and went to church and said chat to me back and all these other things. So we're going to talk about that as well. Then we're going to talk about Vybz Kartel's return. Not really talk about, it's just a small promo, not promo, what an ad, just to say that this event is about to take place. And then there is Andrew Holness responding to the Cooper's Pen home demolition and lawsuits to follow and all these other things. So for the handful of people who are in here, because you're easier to count, where do we start? Do you want the serious stuff first, or do you want the other thing first. Serious or fun? Let's call it fun. It's not really fun, but let's call it fun. Do you want serious first or do you want something else first? No? Serious? Yes? No? All right. Nobody now answer. I will move right along. So we are doing it this morning. We're going to start off like this then. So, boom. You have to wake up in the early morning. I understand that you are someone are probably still laying in bed watching this. You're on your back with your phone in your face, and some of you are on the go. Did I make it to class before Audrey Woo celebration? Jerome, big up yourself. Thank you for being here bright and early. Jerome just entered. Jerome, I don't whole heap of people there yet, and I don't think they were expecting us this early. So let's start off with this one first. So this is one that I'm thinking of flying into Jamaica for. And I would have liked for somebody to accompany me. Matter of fact, I would have liked for a group of us to go. This one right here. It's, as you can see the date on it, right? Vybz Kartel returns. I mean, Freedom Street was something else. And I think this is a makeup for Freedom Street concert. Because Freedom Street concert ticket them did heavy. The prices were heavy, especially if you wanted to be in any kind of VIP or nothing like that, right? Stadium pack out and the tickets sold off and airplanes. I had never seen airplanes do back-to-back traffic jam at airports, both in the US heading to Jamaica and in Jamaica when them land. It was a sight to see. And the streets and everything did sell out. Hotel rooms were gone. I was one of them that unfortunately waited too late to book a hotel room, and I ended up paying an arm and a leg for one night just to be close to the venue because I knew I was going to be drinking and stuff, and I didn't want to be too far away. I paid over $1,000 for one night at a hotel that was down the street from the event, from the stadium, just for showing up. And usually those hotels went for $100 and something a night. And it was that night of Vybz Kartel's event, everywhere was sold out. It was over $1,000 a night, $1,000 a night, just to show you. So I think this is going to be a makeup for the people who couldn't afford and the people who couldn't fly in to get to it and whatever. But this one is called The Return. So Vybz Kartel presents The Return. The Return of the Building is what it's called. National Arena, Kingston, Jamaica. Pre-sold tickets are only 5,000 Jamaican dollars, which I went and did the maths and look it up already. It's only $31.50 US to get in. And at the gate, you can also pay. This is why I know that this I got packed to sardine capacity. $37.85 at the gate to get in. This again is going to be packed to sardine capacity. But I'm thinking of going to this one and I need a team for roll out with. Other than that, that's where it's at. So that's August 29th at the National Arena in Jamaica, Kingston. All right. Make it a date. It's something to see. I just got off JetBlue and looking at different pricings for the tickets because I've seen where people are saying, yo, something is wrong with the ticket them to Kingston, Jamaica from the US, because these tickets are like $3,500, $3,800. So I was hoping that's not what it was. Now, I'm going to look up this morning. Definitely found tickets for $350 to $450 each way. And, you know, it ended up being $600 and something plus taxes, $800 and something altogether round trip. So whoever is willing to pay them way through, get your own ticket and say, SouFLo, may I go? And then we can link up, or tell me if you want to go, because you have that little piece of money there ready. Hit me up on SouFLoTV at gmail.com. Tell me if you want to go. I'm looking for a handful of people to roll out with to go to this one. I just want to fly into Jamaica. Say we fly in Friday. The concert is Saturday and we fly out Sunday, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday is a weekend getaway kind of thing, in and out of Jamaica real quick. That one. So here it is. Here it is. Hit me up, SouFLoTV at gmail.com if you want to go. All right. With that said, moving right along. Our first topic, I see where it says they want the serious stuff first, right? You want the serious stuff first? Mistress B, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the feedback. Because some people all know didn't give an answer, like them finger fall asleep early in the morning. So Mrs. B says she wants the serious stuff first in the morning. So we're going to roll with the serious stuff first, all right? All right. So serious stuff it is. Let's see. Visual effects, bam, bam, bam. Let's take up one of them serious story here. No. All right, let's deal with this one first. So this one is out of the UK. I'm blocking the individual's face. That is his face, his identity. The crowd that you see on the screen is actually a crowd that came out to bid his farewell because he was found dead, to say rest in peace. There are a lot of placards in the crowd. I have another picture, a closer up picture of the placards. All these people wished him well, right? The story behind this guy now, Cambridge University. Cambridge University is a prestigious university that has existed for quite some time, hundreds of years. It is known as an Ivy League university. Cambridge University has never had a black professor there. So here comes a black professor, but he's not only just a black professor, he is also the youngest to have ever done it. And then some drama came out behind his name, and next thing we know, he ends up dead. He's dead. A lot of people have a lot of questions about his death, and here's how the story goes. His name is Jason Arday, and they're saying that Cambridge University used him for bragging rights, and the pressure that built up with that and the accusations that came recently about his credentials led to, I think he walked himself off the planet, but that has not yet been confirmed. Others are skeptical and they are saying that he was taken out. So Jason Arday, he was used by Cambridge University for bragging rights, Sir James Cleverly has claimed. The Shadow Housing Secretary said that the senior staff there at the other universities, they presented Mr. Arday, which is him, with glee because of his age and because of his ethnicity rather than because of his actual talents. They were so excited to have somebody so young, so brilliant, and black, and they could say, aha, the first one, and we have the first one. First of all, let me say this. Anything in modern times that people are coming out to brag about the first black anything, I look at it side-eyed, because black people have always been intelligent enough. Black people have always had to be even more smarter than or work harder than everybody else to get into spaces where everybody else fit. And they fit their mediocre style, they are accepted, but we had to always come prim and proper and shine. Good example. When I was living in New York, right, I used to watch like people who work at Wall Street, and they work at Wall Street in the Twin Towers, and they were like stock traders and all these people who make hundreds of thousands of dollars per year, their salary and stuff. And there was a brilliant youth named Chris from our block in Crown Heights. And Chris was raised a kind of different way. So Chris excelled in school, and eventually he graduated high school and made it right into the same environment, right? Now he had to wear Cochrane shiny shoes and suits and ties and stuff. And Chris had very long dreadlocks the whole years we had known Chris. As soon as he got accepted there into that job position at one of them big firms, Chris had to shave his dreadlocks off and go there bald-headed. And I used to see all the white boys that worked there. A lot of them were coke sniffers. Don't ask me how I know. A lot of them were coke sniffers. They definitely burned them herbs, and they had no qualms about letting you know it. and they had long hair, and they were able to keep their long hair in a ponytail and still put on the same suit that Chris put on. Chris couldn't put his dreadlocks in a ponytail. Chris couldn't keep his beard on his face. He had to shave his face clean and cut off all of him hair to a low fade with skin cut on the sides. You know what I mean? And we had a long conversation about it when he was getting his haircut at the barbershop before he went on to go work at Wall Street. You know, the salary he was going to be getting, who he's going to be working around, how they perceive him as a young black man, if he looks a certain kind of way. We've always had to be way more prim and proper, way more overly intelligent than others, way more studied. And then, you know what I mean? So them having him be all of that, they wanted to brag on him and say they were the first to do it. Now, like I said, anybody who is saying the first of anything in modern times tells me a lot about the institution itself or the business itself. It's crazy to say, oh, the first black professor at University of whatever. We've been capable all along. So what took y'all so long to hire one? That's my question. Anyways, in addition to Cambridge Chancellor Lord Chris Smith of Finsbury, said that there has been a racist feeding frenzy over the academic, over him. He was a brilliant brain, and people wanted him at their institution, not because he was a brilliant brain, but because they wanted to be able to say they had like one of the most intelligent black minds at their institution, kind of thing. Mr. Arday was only 41 years old when he was recently found dead in Battersea in South London on Friday of last week. It came just over a week after he resigned from his post at the Jesus College amid a row over plagiarism and his academic career. So out of the blue, they started questioning his credentials. Is it really real? Did he fabricate some of this? Was his thesis plagiarized? And he actually did an interview where he spoke about that they were coming for him and the type of people who were coming for him. His downfall is imminent. Like when these people come for you, when they plot and they come for you, there's almost no escaping it. I don't know if he took it as he's not ready for a downfall and a disgrace like what they were about to drag him through, and he wouldn't be able to prove other than them because what they were saying, because they run the show. So ended the way it ended. He had been appointed professor of sociology of education at only 37 years old. He was the youngest to ever be appointed and the first black person to be appointed a professorship at Cambridge. Now, Sir James, who was Britain's first black Home Secretary and Foreign Secretary, said that he was incredibly angry about how this situation had unfolded. He told BBC Radio 4's Today program that it could and should have never come to this or gone this far if people within the university establishment, not just Cambridge, had just done the robust due diligence and checking that they should have done. None of this would have happened. I can't help but to feel this rush to use Jason Arday as a bragging right to some universities. The glee with which they said, "We've got the youngest ever, and he's black, professor," talking about his age and his ethnicity all the time, rather than talking about his actual talents, I think was part of the reason that he was lifted so highly, so quickly, and then with all this heavy scrutiny that came external to the universities, his reputation has so far to fall. Like they elevated him so high, so you know when time the fall comes, it's going to be a long fall down from the top. I think it was unfair on him, and I think it's been a terrible, terrible situation. Asked if he thought that some of the scrutiny had been motivated by racism, Sir James answered, well, quite possibly. However, he said that the questions that had been asked about him were just genuine and legitimate questions. And if they had done these before, instead of being so caught up in his race, then they probably would have been able to avoid all this later on. Had those same questions been asked by the institutions who are involved, he would never have been in such a personally exposed position. So they literally put him there and lifted him high set him up for a downfall. Anyone who put themselves into the public eye should expect scrutiny. And he was pushed into the public eye, not like he wanted to be, he was pushed there. They're the ones who brought him to the media and sold him as this brilliant young black mind and the first of his kind, blah, blah, blah. He was made the poster child. He said a wonder kind. And I think the people who did that, they surely should have known that a number of the claims that he was making were impossible, literally impossible. And yet they did it anyways. So apparently what he's saying is some of the claims that he's making, he thinks that they were fake. And they were so elaborate that anybody with sense would have seen that he was lying about some of his credentials. His words came from Cambridge Chancellor Lord Chris Smith of Finsbury as he spoke publicly for the first time about this situation. And he told BBC that, "I do believe it is possible to hold to two principles at the same time, to believe in the importance of academic integrity, and where criticism and plagiarism arise about any academic, whoever they are, ensure that they are rigorously investigated." So he was about to undergo some rigorous investigation, and it had started and the pressure got to him. And also to refuse to join in a racist feeding frenzy over a particular academic. Mr. Arday's death was referred to the coroners for the Inner South District of Greater London on Saturday. He was found dead on Friday. No medical cause has been given so far about his death, and we're still waiting for autopsy to be performed and cause of death to be established and published. The coroner will now carry out their investigation, and then they will make a decision as to whether an inquest will open. Is there foul play? No foul play? Did he take himself out, etc.? Cambridge initially said claims of plagiarism regarding Mr. Arday's thesis and some journal publications have been investigated by Liverpool John Moores University and the journals in question. Liverpool's John Moore University, which awarded Professor Arday his PhD in 2015, concluded that he had not plagiarized his work. This was their finding. But see, the accusation that was going around said he had plagiarized his work and he now needs to go through this rigorous investigation. Just being Octavia. Just being Octavia said, "Good morning, SouFLo. So happy you're covering the story. It's absolutely sickening how they hounded him in the UK press to his death. I'm over here in the UK too." Yes. So what I want you to know is that they have done a investigation, and so far the university that awarded him his PhD has completed their investigation of his thesis, and they said that they concluded that he did not plagiarize his work. He was just that brilliant. Now, last week though, Cambridge announced an independent investigation into his appointment. Even after it was established that he did not plagiarize his work. So you can feel the pressure building up, right? For him, it was like, okay, this is going to be a public mutiny. They're going to drag me and I'm going to be executed publicly. There's no way I'm going to be able to stand this. Even after the university who awarded him his doctorate, his PhD, came out after doing their thorough investigation to say his work was not plagiarized. It's genuinely his work. They still opted for more further investigations now. So Mr. Arday resigned, but he said that this decision should not be mistaken for an acceptance of the narrative that have surrounded me, is his last message. I'm resigning, but I'm not resigning because I am accepting that what they are accusing me of. I'm good, but he's from all the pressure. Go ahead and do your investigations. And then on Sunday, more than, as you can see the crowd right there, the press tried to downplay the number of people that came out, but the pictures don't lie. They said that some around 200 people attended the vigil at Cambridge that was organized by Mr. Arday's postdoctoral students. See the picture? Does this look like 200 people to you? This look like 200 people to you? No. Anyways, on Monday, supporters in London took part in another vigil in Trafalgar Square. This is the one in Trafalgar Square. Hi, Mommy.
Hi.
Off to school?
Yeah.
Papa, let me come do your hair. Why you look so?
I'm tired.
You're tired? All right.
Because your arm was around him the whole entire time.
Huh?
Because your arm was around him the whole entire time and then he had to move.
That doesn't have anything to do with me. They're getting ready to go to school, y'all. I love you.
Hey.
All right. Meet me in the bathroom, Kai. And give me a minute. Go, Mommy. Or you want to sit here till I get back?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Entry door.
Kai look like he don't want to go to school this morning. School just started and him tired already. So he's like, what's wrong with you? I'm tired. Yeah. Anyway, he in my growth him here. He's growing out his hair. That's why I had to get up just now, because he's growing out his hair. And what I do to his hair, I use a sponge, right? One of those barber sponge. So we sponge roll his hair, but he has like the side, a temper fade. So you have to brush like the temper fade side. And then so we just want him look neat when he goes out the door. His mom tries to do it, but she's not doing it the way how I want it done, kind of thing. So I want him look neat and nice when him go out the door. So I went to go do that. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. So, yeah, not to spend too long on this story because we have other stories to move on to. Jason Arday. I believe that Jason Arday was scapegoated. I feel like he was, the university that gave him his doctorate degree conducted their own investigations and found that the accusations of plagiarism to his thesis is all just accusations. It's not true. I'm waiting to hear what the cause of his death is, if foul play was involved or if they're willing to say it. Because you know, sometimes them take out people and all you hear is foul play. It could be a concerted effort. Like, look at what's happening right now in the US with Nolan Wells. You have a bunch of people who look like they are a part of the cover-up. So if you go over to the UK and you can put law enforcement involved, coroners involved, and an institution that spans hundreds of years in existence involved, a highly prestigious university involved, and their stakeholders involved, their reputation on the line, it's easy to sacrifice you and drum up a story and keep it moving. So we don't know how the truth is going to come out or what the truth is going to be, but I find it disheartening that what he was accused of, which is plagiarism in his thesis, has actually been proven to be just an accusation. That part. But the pressure comes. The pressure comes. I hope he didn't take himself out though. And if he did, I wish he had stood up. But not everybody is strong like that. Not everybody is strong like that. Not everybody is. And he probably knows more than what I know about his situation and about who is coming for him and that kind of stuff and what he will have to face. Some people would rather not be here than to face all these things. I don't know if it goes with jail time as well or just public disgrace and being dragged through the media the other way, because they built him up in the media really big in the UK. So it was going to be a long fall from that high horse they had put him on. We'll stay tuned to the story so we can bring you more as that story develops. Now, moving right along. Keeping in line with Mistress B, who said we want all the serious stuff first. That was one serious stuff down, and we'll move right along to another serious stuff. The other serious stuff that we want to talk about is the Cooper's Pen situation. So we spoke about Cooper's Pen. For those of you who don't know what this is about and you're like, Cooper's Pen? What's SouFLo talk about? Cooper's Pen in Trelawney, Jamaica. There was a land dispute that spans decades. There's a land dispute that spans decades. People living on a certain land. Last week, sometime, bulldozers came in at 3 a.m. in the morning, bulldozed down about 20 houses. Please don't be fooled by the zinc and the board them that you see hanging around here and the makeshift tent. That is what was left of their community recently after them drag away some of the debris. These were concrete houses that were built in this community. It wasn't shacks. And I've had pictures of some of the houses from this community. I may have talked about some nice house. Anyway, they went over there and they bulldozed like 20 something of the houses with people in them at 3 o'clock in the morning. People had to run out of them house. We went over the story of the lady who had just given birth by C-section just 3 days prior to them bulldozing that community. And we said that's wickedness. Have you ever seen a woman give birth, C-section, and then watch her healing process? There is definitely no running involved in it. Them can hardly even stand. The lady took to the news media and let us know that she just lucky say the people them that was going to bulldoze the house gave her a chance. Them said, go back inside and get your baby, because she run out and ball out, said, my baby inside. And them said, go on back in, go get the baby real quick. And she went in, got the baby, came out, and them licked down the house. Wickedness, heights of wickedness. And I said, this guy needs to say something. The Prime Minister needs to say something. Now we know we have a whole heap of people who defend the Prime Minister even when he is not being attacked. The reason why I said he needed to say something was because government was involved. Somebody said, how government involved? After the government send them over there. I feel sorry for some of my Jamaican people because, boy, them reasoning and them level of intelligence is just, the gutter low. You know what I mean? Government is involved because police officers were involved. You know, hear the people them say how much police officers show up over there. They were surrounded. They were in uniform with long guns. And they took away a lot of the young men from the community. They took away, I think it's like 20-something men that were arrested and taken to the police station right before they bulldozed. As far as I've heard, the operation to get the men up out of them bed and out the community and down to the police station happened around 2 a.m., sometime around then. And then shortly after they got the men out, they commenced with bulldozing the house. Obviously a concerted plan, because had the men been in the community, those men probably would have stood up in front of the tractors, fling some stone, mechanize, say something, raise awareness, something, and they didn't want any resistance. So women and children were mostly left in the community for them to bulldoze it. Again, height of wickedness. So if you ask me how government involved, the law enforcement that we call police officers, soldiers, them people there, they are an arm of our government. They are the law enforcement part of our government. So they were involved. And somebody who is employed by the government in a certain high-ranking position must have given these police officers the go-ahead to carry out this early morning mission. Now, because of that, I said the Prime Minister needs to step in. He needs to say something. All right. Carissa Smith says, SouFLo, I believe the landowners broke the law based on the time of the morning that they went there and those false imprisonments. What do you think? Absolutely. And that is what I said before. I said somebody is going to have to show me in Jamaica law books where it says that once an order is given from a court that people need to vacate a piece of land, that it is okay to bulldoze them off the land at 3 a.m. in the morning. There's a safety issue here, obviously, right? There's a safety issue here. What if the lady who had the child couldn't actually force herself to get up and run? Because of that she had to do. She had to force herself to get up and run. 7 children me have. And I've seen C-section. I've seen 2 C-sections out of my 7. So me know the whole healing process. I know what it looked like when them bust the belly open and take out the baby. There's no way she's running and feeling comfortable doing that. They could have brought the house down on a newborn baby. There are other people in that community in other houses who are elderly people who can't move that fast. They could have brought a house down, a concrete and steel house down on those people as well. So there's no way that that was legal. That was obviously an illegal move. The crazy part is this illegal move was supported by law enforcement. You want to tell me, say, all of them police officers, then none of them couldn't say, whoa, hold up, wait. We can't do this at 3 o'clock in the morning. You want to tell me that nobody said their commander-in-chief, their person who leads them, who gives them orders and send them out. For me being in the military, you have squad leaders, you have team leaders, you have platoon leaders, you have platoon sergeants, you have first sergeant, you have company commanders. These are our chain of command. And when it comes all the way from the top, it roll down, and it has to clear every single one of them before the lowest level leader gets it and say, okay, this is the mission that we're supposed to go do. So it can't just come from them just gather up themselves and say, this is what we're going to do 3 o'clock in the morning. Come on, let's roll out. You see what I'm saying? That came through different channels, different ranks. They all knew. And nobody said, we are people of the law. We are tasked with serving and protecting and upholding the law. There's no way that this is right. Can't swing bulldozer and lick down people's house at 3 o'clock in the morning. We have to go do this some other time. Nobody said that. They corral the people, them surround the people, they participated in the act by taking these men, violating their constitutional rights, taking them out of them community, out of them bed, and carrying them go police station while they bulldoze their community at 3 in the morning. So yes, it was all illegal. I'm waiting for the Prime Minister. So far, before we get into the Prime Minister's response, 250 for 56 likes. People do better than that. King Nation, big up yourself. I appreciate you greatly. King Nation, you know, so them love our content, but them not like we. So they show up and they don't hit the like button, but them still consume the content regardless. So I get tired of saying hit the thumbs up button, but hit the thumbs up button, please, for the people them who genuinely tune in and actually remember to hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate you greatly. But no matter how we ask to hit the thumbs up button, some people are going to hear we are saying and them just ignore it. All right, man, go on with the show. So go on, let me hear where I go on. And they won't hit it. And that's just how them stay. We not gonna cry no blood over that though. We love what we do and we'll get what is ours, regardless if you want to hit thumbs up button or not. So on with the show we go. Now, two things. One, the men, 9 men, 9 of the men out of all of the other men have decided to sue the government over their detention amid this demolition of the Trelawney homes. And this is what we have from that. It says that 9 men from Cooper's Pen, Trelawney, who claimed that they were rounded up by the police and kept in custody for hours during last week's controversial demolition exercise in the community, they have now filed a lawsuit against the government for breaches of their constitutional rights. I wonder if them get somebody like, you know which lawyer I'm thinking, right? Y'all know which lawyer I'm thinking for this right here. I wonder if it's Mr. Isaac Buchanan is going to step out for them. So the lawsuit, which was filed in the Supreme Court yesterday by the law firm Donovan, Collins and Company, seeks, so it's not Isaac, seeks damages for false imprisonment and for assault. The lawsuit claims that about 3 a.m. on August 11, cops who were assigned to the Falmouth police station armed with high-powered weapons and wearing masks. So them come to the people, them mask up at that. You know how terrifying that must be? Burst into the men's homes without reasonable and or probable cause. The lawsuit then says that the men were wrongfully arrested. They were detained for approximately 13 hours without being given any reason for why they were arrested and why they were put in detention. Everybody was asking, when this for, when we do, you know, have search warrant, when are they here for, when no care we go to police station for, no answers were given. Allegedly. The lawsuit says that the men were wrongfully arrested and detained for approximately 13 hours without giving any reason for their arrest or detention. The men charged that they were arrested in circumstances where the same police officers knew of and or oversaw the demolition of their homes and their personal properties. The same police them. Arrest them, carry them, go up, they left them there, go back down, they go oversee what go on with the demolition. The claimants were released without any questioning, without any answer and question or question and answer session, without any identification parades, or without any investigative procedure that is normally used by the police when they have reasonable suspicion that a suspect has committed an offense. Them just let them go. All right, go on your yard now. Knowing that their yard wasn't there no more. They were never given any lawful reason for their arrest and their detention, is what the lawsuit says. So by these reasons, the claimants suffered unlawful deprivation of their liberties, losses and damages, and incurred expenses along the way, says the lawsuit, a copy of which was obtained by the Gleaner and then published. The attorneys argue that the conduct by the cops from the Falmouth police station were arbitrary, oppressive, and unconstitutional, entitling the men to aggravated and or exemplary damages for false imprisonment. And I agree. I absolutely agree that that is what it come to, and they should be given their just due. Remember, I know, they still haven't figured out if the land belong to who actually have the paper, because like we discussed recently, they are in disputes also, and the court is demanding certain things from the people who have the paperwork to the land, and they are unable, the holding company is unable to produce those or have not produced it so far. So they are actually right now on the brink of having their right to practice business in Jamaica or exist as the entity they are. They are right now in the process of almost having that taken away unless they are able to produce what the courts have been asking for. So you can imagine somebody who is even not supposed to be practicing business or cannot prove their legitimacy actually come lick down the people them house. Like I said before, I think this was a haberdashery. Hurry up and do it quick before the courts make them orders, because once we lick down and clear the land, we don't have to worry about nothing again. They'll have to move off the land because them house and everything gone already. They were trying to do it in a hurry, but it didn't work out that way. And it was illegal. Now, what the Prime Minister said about this is what's important. So Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has described Monday's mass demolition at Cooper's Pen in Trelawney as a humanitarian crisis. That is what he said. He said this right here is a humanitarian crisis. He declared that neither he nor his administration nor his constituency members of parliament or his MPs had any prior knowledge of this operation about to take place. We don't know nothing about it. It happened, and we're going to have to pick up the pieces. From here is his claim. He said he knows nothing about it. Remember when I said last week, because people were like, blame Andrew, I didn't cause it. And I was like, nah, I can't blame him because I don't know to what extent he knows. Because things happen all around the country that the Prime Minister is only one person. I'm not making an excuse, but things happen where he don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So here he is speaking, although I thought it took him long enough to come out and say something, but he did come out and say that his MPs, his constituencies, and his administration, they know nothing about this. Now, addressing the controversial demolition exercise, Andrew Holness said that images of these displaced families, including a mother with a newborn baby, he found these to be very disturbing, and that the government would have to find ways to support the people who are affected by this. He said that the image that we have seen, they are disturbing, and my heart goes out to the families who have been dislocated. I see a particular image of a newborn and a mother being displaced.
Anything concerning this?
Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Hello.
SouFLo, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone. SouFLo, you really buy this baloney?
It's not that I'm buying it, I'm just reporting it.
Okay, because this is a baloney. First of all, the land, I think, agency is in his office, right? The Prime Minister, everything that has to do with land is in his office.
Yeah, but does that mean that he knew about the demolition of the place coming?
Hold on. A lot of state resources was used in that operation, but he's not aware of none of that.
Bulldozer and police.
All them police, the helicopters. He wasn't aware of none of that.
Where did you get the report of helicopters from? Because I didn't get that.
Yes, the counselor was on a very prominent channel yesterday. The counselor from the other side, and the interviewer asked him, "Was there an helicopter?" And he says, "Yes, with lights shining down all over."
I know, I've heard that, but
the counselor admitted to that.
Okay, so if the counselor knows that and he was there, I wasn't there, so I can't say. But
Meadows is his name. He admitted to that yesterday.
Right. So what I'm saying though is things can happen without the Prime Minister knowing. Do you think? Let me ask you. Okay. So, hold on.
The counselor also admitted that the MP knew about this previously before it happened.
The MP knew about it before it happened.
Yes, and if she knew about it, that means the Prime Minister knows about it.
She knew that they were going to bulldoze that place at 3 in the morning.
Exactly, the MP admitted that. Not the MP, the councillor admitted that the MP knew. Yesterday on the channel, that channel, I can guarantee you, he's not carrying and the MP was on it live.
Let me play devil's advocate here. So he's the MP says that the counselor knew about it.
No, the counselor said
that
the MP knew about it.
All right, walk with me. The counselor said the MP knew about it. The counselor knows this because what? Because the MP told him that they knew about it.
He spoke to other people that told him how the operation was prepared and what happened, and she knew before it actually happened.
Yeah. Yeah. What he said, she said, that's what it's gonna come down to. It's gonna come down to he said, she said. You did know. No, me never know.
SouFLo, I believe the counselor, he would not come out and lie publicly like that to tarnish his reputation. He's not gonna do that.
I hear what you're saying. But I'm telling you what can stand up in, say, a court of law. You understand? It's not a matter of who we believe.
You're buying the baloney too. You're buying the baloney, just like everybody else.
Okay.
The government don't know anything. People's house just mashed down. All the state operation that was used, he's not aware of it. He don't know nothing, really.
Okay.
Then, okay, I want to ask another question.
No, hold on.
Because
before you ask me another question, you're gonna pause and listen to what I have to say, though. You said you think I'm buying the baloney, and I'm trying to tell you, don't put me out there like that about buying no baloney. I just told you I'm playing devil's advocate because my line of argument is not what we believe, is what can stand up in a court of law. So if somebody says SouFLo didn't know about it, they're gonna have to go prove how they know that I knew about it. That's what I'm trying to get to you. It's a line of reasoning. It's not about if me I buy baloney or not.
Okay.
Now,
all right, I want to ask you another question.
Go ahead.
So that same property, Dr. Horace Chang went down there and told them that more houses will be evacuated and they need to get up and leave.
I am aware that they were given orders. I am aware that they were told that the other 40-something houses that are left there will be bulldozed as well, and they need to get out.
So based on what you're saying, if a company has not acquired the land, how are they going to continue to bulldoze the other 20 houses?
But hear this. Maybe I'm missing information, right? But you said Dr. Horace Chang went down there and told them. I'm not saying that because I don't have any proof that he was the one that went and told them. All that I said.
The people from down there come on the station and said that, SouFLo.
Okay, good.
The people came out, they said Dr. Horace Chang told them, and Tova Hamilton was there.
Right.
That they would provide trucks for them, moving trucks for them to move because they're going to demolish the rest of houses, 20 other houses.
It was 40-something other houses, but yeah. Again, I couldn't say Dr. Horace Chang said because I don't have any proof that he did.
That's true.
Right.
So let me ask you then. There's going to be a lot more demolition. What's going to be going on?
Hold on. I want you to understand something, right? I want you to understand that the world has changed. I want you to understand that these platforms that we have, I don't know if you're paying attention to what's happening, but people are throwing around cease and desist and character assassination, lawsuits and all these other things, left, right, and center. And when you're dealing with powerful people who have the resources to get a team of lawyers on you and then murky up the waters and win a case against you for defamation of character and all these other things, you better be absolutely sure about the names you're calling and what you're saying. You can say to me these things and you have the platform on here to say, Dr. Horace Chang said SouFLo and he said it on this platform and they said it on that platform. If I come up here and say the same thing and they ask me where is my proof and then the story lines up to that never happened, guess who gets held accountable for that?
You will.
Me alone. Me alone.
Okay, so I understand where you're going.
Okay, so please understand how I speak. I do
So
this
is it
for a reason.
okay for me to say that? Okay,
Yes,
because
you can say it, because you can even say what platform you heard this on and who said it. It makes your story even more credible.
Okay, because Andre Stephen was interviewing one of the residents from there. He did an interview with one.
Okay.
On Portland Spice TV, that's where Mr. Meadows was yesterday with the very interview regarding the demolition. So that's why I was just reporting what they say on the station.
Okay, so you heard it on Andre Stevens' platform. And
there was a young lady on Andre Stevens' platform, not last night, the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a resident down there, and she was telling us the event of what took place. Yesterday, Mr. Meadows was on Calling Bell, and he was telling us too what happened.
Mm.
So that's why I'm just reporting what they say. Okay. They're the one that come out and say it.
And when we are reporting what other people said, it turns out to be a he said, she said. So this is my thing, right? Don't you notice that I always do this? I always said the Gleaner said, or Star said, or I got it from here, or this interview happened at the Pegasus Hotel when they were addressing at their annual meeting of XYZ on August 16th at this, that, and because I do this to keep us covered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so passing around information, my friend, is a dangerous thing.
So that means we can't have a conversation then, because you're reporting from the Glean or the Star. They could be wrong also.
I'm not reporting just from the Glean or the Star. I'm gathering information from many different places, and that is why you are allowed to call in and contribute yours as well, because I understand that even if I gather information from 5 different places, there might be a 6th place that I didn't get information from. So you might get something that I never got. That's why I open up the phone line and allow you to say all that you said. This is about feeding the audience, right? And this is about not being one-sided and me just giving them a story straight from Gleaner. Because if that's the case, I could just say, hey, everybody go check out the Gleaner. This story was printed January 1st, 2026. Cut, move next to the next subject. If I'm going through stories, I need to tell where I'm getting it from. That is something that's called credibility. I have a lot of people who come on here, right? And what they do is them say, SouFLo, is them do it, is them do it. They see it because this man said this. And all I ask them is, where did you see this? That's it. Where did you see it? They don't answer me. Person after person after person, where did you see this? They don't answer me. They don't answer me. They just say, this is what them hear and this is what them know. If you hear it and you know it, why can't you cite your source so I can go verify your source? So that's all.
So let me ask you a question, SouFLo.
Yeah.
If nobody acquired the land as yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is the rest of the houses going to be demolished?
Well, that is what...
Because based on what you are reading, there is no proof that they have acquired that land, or so no. Why would they demolish the rest of the houses unless somebody has the title and has the land already?
So I've explained this before, and walk with this. You said there is no proof, and I'm telling you that there is proof. There is proof that the holding company owns the land. There is proof. The thing is that the proof is in dispute. The proof has not been proven to be valid or invalid. But as far as it stands right now, if everything should fall down right now and them ask, where's the papers for the land? The company have it. And they can go to court and show it, and they have done so. And they have done so and won quite a few judgments against everybody, including the government, who was trying to take this land. So the paperwork,
this is not just something that just happened, SouFLo.
And it's not a new thing. The people
this has been going on for years.
Yes, and the paperwork that they have that shows ownership of the land has stood up in court in their favor for years. So these are things
even against the children.
These are things that is who is in dispute now.
Okay.
That is who is in dispute
This
now
is
because
something I'm
the
telling you.
children
People have
are
lived on this
saying,
land for so many years. How they didn't get the land like possession of land after a certain year?
because it was always in dispute. You could
This is
get
so sad.
you could get that if there is no dispute. If me go capture a piece of land on a country and me depend it for 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years or whatever. What's it called? Adversary adverse possession. If I can take that through adverse possession if there is no dispute. But if somebody has been disputing all along, him capture my father piece of land, they won't just give it to me just like that. I'm going to have to go through the courts. And somebody is going to have to prove that it's their father land. And if they're able to do so, I'm going to be evicted from the land. But if nobody comes out to say anything, they will give it to you. That's how it goes.
Well, this is the beginning of this land thing. This land thing has just become so...
Hold on. Have you heard?
So much land thing going on in Jamaica now.
Yes, and didn't I talk about this from like a year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, coming right up? I went to Jamaica on a trip, and I was there in Westmoreland, and that was the first time it was brought to my attention by people that live there that there's serious land grab going on in Jamaica right now. The government is complicit. Lawyers are complicit. They are actually doctoring paperwork up. This is what I was told. And they're helping people to take away other people's land. So I came back from Jamaica and I started telling my audience, if you're not there in England, if you're in the US, if you're run Ghana, Canada.
I remember that. I remember that time when you said that. No.
This is what me I talk about. So see we here now.
Okay, let me ask you another question. Not a question. The lady that Andrew was interviewing last year during the election, she admitted that the MP, the person that was running, the person of the MP now, came and gave them materials because that's what they wanted to build up and fix up their places, and they got cement and sand and block and steel, and they built up on that very same land, and was even given the assurance that everything would be okay. So the resident is surprised now when everything has been demolished.
All right, I'm going to play devil's advocate again. They were given that everything would be okay by who? Because the
MP, present MP now.
But the present MP
because
now
she was running during that time for the election.
The present MP now don't own the land. That's like an MP I tell you, say you capture a piece of my land, but SouFLo, they are foreign about 10 years now, not reach Jamaica. It's all right, you can build up on there, you're good. And then you go saying that the MP said we're good.
Kind of assurance and allow them to build up.
Politics?
Yes, it's politics do that. Yes, that was politics they played on them.
Politics both ways. Politics both ways around. From what I understand, on one occasion, even the People's National Party tried to, whoever was in rulership at that time, they tried to seize that land under something in the law
that Portia, since they
that
call
would
it
have
a
given them
or something like that.
That didn't work for them either, because the judge ruled that they were trying to perverse the course of justice by doing so, because they had already made a ruling that the people should leave the land, and the people run to the People's National Party leaders who tried to rescue them and tried to save the land, tried to get the land to turn it into.
I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, so listen, I have to be very careful how I put information out here or how I call names. I'm telling you one thing about me, right? You see, when time my plane land at Jamaica, I step off of that plane there and me walk Jamaica ground, I don't want nobody ever look on me or come to me or say, when we reach Jamaica, people, I get hailed up. Me get hailed up because people look at my line of reasoning and said, even if the boy don't like who me like, him always make some good point, and him never yet lead way and steer we in a no wrong direction with no foolishness argument. So I have to be super sure, because my reputation means everything to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling them now, just not for me alone, but for us and everybody else, when you start calling names and you start saying stuff like this person said that, and that person gave them the authority to, and this person was involved, you better have some proof of that. Y'all see what happened with, I told y'all a precedence was set. Y'all come over to the US side real quick. You know, see what happened with Cardi B and the vlogger named Tasha K the other day. Did y'all see that judgment was for millions of dollars? Did you see that Tasha K said, you can sue me, I don't care, I ain't got nothing. I'm not paying you nothing because I ain't got shit. And y'all see what happened after that? Agents were inside of her house, sizing up her car in the garage with them clipboard and them pencil. You let your mouth get loose and see what happened to you. Them in your house like this. That piece of artwork on the wall right there, look at it and see if it's a genuine piece. I think that's worth that dining room table. How much is that worth? That's a nice glass and wood design. The sofa don't look like it'll be worth much, but we could get something for it. That vehicle in the driveway, it looks pretty new. Me don't want them to me like that. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yeah. Morning, SouFLo.
Morning, family. What going?
Nothing there.
Talk to me now.
There's something about that demolished that happened in Chile.
People are saying that the Prime Minister knew ahead, and the Prime Minister.
I believe.
I
believe.
My thing is this: if we personally believe so, then that's one thing. But can you prove it? So people like me can't come out and say, him did know, him did.
Hold on.
I can't do it. I can only go off of what's been put out so far. Now, if somebody from his cabinet come and say, Friday of last week, we had a meeting prior to that demolition happening, and the Prime Minister was made aware by XYZ that this was going to take place, but he ignored it or something. Give me a video if you go back, pan. We tabled this in Parliament at our last meeting last week, Thursday before the demolition. Look at the video that was blah, blah, blah. If you can show some kind of proof. But personal feelings doesn't really get you far, and it's not always factual. I just so you feel. You know what I say? So
I understand.
So you believe those that Andrew didn't know?
Listen to me carefully. I understand your position because you're on the TV, people see you, and you're a public person. So it's kind of difficult for you to take a position, and that's okay.
Why?
But you know, if you don't remember Clifton, over Portmore, that's how they go lick down the girl house. The Prime Minister was there, and the same crane that was used in Clifton. If you look good over this place in a Trelawny, you know, and the same crane down there. You know?
Would I not argue? What made you say it's the same crane?
So look at it. Look at the Clifton.
But you said like a one crane up on the island. That's what I asked you. What was the significant marker on it that made you say it's the same crane?
No, but remember Jamaica is not as big as first world country.
Bro, stop. It's a simple question to ask you. If I tell you, say, at the same car when I see a Clarendon yesterday, I see a town this morning, and you're going to say, how you know? I say, because the car have red tint on it, the car have some yellow something in the wheel, the car have a mark up on it that said Jaja Ride, something like that. It marks significantly a way where everybody are going to know say the same car. That may I ask you. You know, if you tell me about
similar.
Jamaica not as big as...
It's similar.
You see, now your argument changed from same to similar, and there's a big difference there.
It is similar. Okay. Most, so you have 500 or 200 police and soldiers to execute these things. It requires some state knowledge or awareness. And nobody can just get 300 police and soldiers to go on any operation like that.
Absolutely. But here's what I'm trying... Thank you. But here's what I'm trying to point out to you. Police operations happen all the time without the Prime Minister knowing. because the prime minister is all the way at the top of the food chain, bro. No, they don't call this guy every time they move. And how Jamaica corruption work, you see, it work like this. Police down here, so feel like them run down here, so business people who know them work with them and they do their thing down here, so away from him. I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just saying to think about the reality of how this could have happened without him having prior knowledge that they were going to bulldoze the community.
Let me explain to you. You have the mayor in our division, who's a jail team. You have the superintendent, whoever in charge of the police. You have the commissioner, you have the Ministry of National Security, and all of them linked back to the government. Anything happens, if the mayor must know or have an aware, and if the mayor don't know, the commissioner must know or aware of it.
Okay, but will you argue that they might know stuff that they don't put past to the prime minister?
Hold on, it's like your keep a party.
No, man, ask you a question, man. Would you admit, though, that they might know stuff that they might not pass on to the head honcho in charge? The big boss.
That's magnitude. If it's a little one who dwelling out, where you get just different from a 6, 9, 10 acres of land. It's a different operation from an ordinary little one-man capture house or a little piece of land. It's a different operation.
Here is what we can agree to. Here's what we can agree to, brother. To cut this short, because we have limited time. We have a whole heap of topic to go through this morning. But here's what we can agree to. Summer said it on the screen. Well, we can agree that the government knew that there is no way that such a police personnel, entourage of police could have carried out this operation without government knowing. And I explained this before. Police is government. It's an arm of the government, right? Right. So a police, a person who, I don't know what them call them in this, so like the higher ranking police. I was in the army. So if this went on, I could have said, First Sergeant knew nothing about this because our squad leader was the one that came up with this and told the team leaders to make sure that the soldiers did this. First Sergeant don't know nothing about it. Unit commander knows nothing about it. Our platoon sergeant knows nothing about it. This is below all of them. However, there were other high-ranking people who passed the order down for us and instructed lower soldiers to go ahead and do it. That's how me look on it. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all that he might not know.
And I understand that. Your viewpoint will be completely different from a private person like me.
Yeah, my viewpoint is coming from my experience in a form of law enforcement. That's where my point is coming from, where I know that things could be carried out, concerted efforts could be carried out without those at the top knowing.
The Prime Minister
Especially the head guy.
And the police.
The Prime Minister is in charge of, the Prime Minister delegates though. The Prime Minister cannot run everything by himself, so his job is to delegate.
He is aware.
He's aware of what?
All right. You are the Prime Minister. Or you have a program. You have a program named SouFLo, but you have several people working with you. You're not going to be in every department, but you're going to know. If you're going to brief you, if you're going to say, SouFLo, so and so several people report to you.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't report everything. We're running around in a circle here.
With a magnitude like that?
Yes, we're running around in a circle here.
This is like you have a earthquake.
Bro, you see Jamaica and Jamaica level of corruption. Hear me out. You see Jamaica and Jamaica level of corruption. You see when big money exchange hands at lower level, a man try to squeeze off a money real quick without even tell the Prime Minister.
Listen to me. The Prime Minister win the seat is a JLP member of Parliament for 2 terms.
Right.
But the division in which the JLP party won the election, in every JLP or PNP division, they're going to have some little plots of PNP. So if they win by 10 votes, they're going to have 5 or so of the opposite side in the same constituency. So they're going to target certain areas who have a stronghold inside of your in a JLP constituency. You can have a look at PNP stronghold block there.
So are you saying okay? So you're not explaining nothing new to me because we just went through this with the hurricane Vanessa,
Exactly.
and we saw how aid was doled out, right? The people them in the JLP constitution. I came here and spoke about it. I said I hope that is not what's going on, but it seems like this is what's going on. Let me watch it first and see. And I saw that the JLP MPs were getting a lot more help for their constituency throughout the relief of the hurricane, and I spoke about it. I said, you know what, I have to say something. So in this case, are you telling me that in this area here, this is a PNP stronghold? And that you said?
Put it this way. Put it this way.
No man, no put no way. Is a yes or no? Are you telling me that this is a stronghold? This is a PNP stronghold.
PD, a division, a little section, a little block.
Why not can't
within every block you have certain in every PNP area you have JLP, and in every JLP area you have PNP. But the majority will be the leader, the winner. But you're going to have like a division, you call it PD. They know these things.
So you said them go lick down over the PNP side. So you said them go lick down over the PNP side.
They're going to target that. They wouldn't do that in a civil garden.
But in this community, if them have JLP and PNP in here, them a plan for level the whole community, brother, because them lick down 20 houses already and tell them so they're coming back for the next 40 that's left there, a 60-yard house there.
This is a strong, this is a PNP, but this is a JLP area, but within, you have to look for the areas that will PNP and attack that area.
Okay.
They want the next election, you get a bigger number.
I got what you're saying, but this don't make no sense to me.
But Andrew is like that, me see that.
So the house them line up in a one area in the community where just PNP house.
In other little block, because if you listen.
So them a wipe out the little block with it. Out of the whole community, them so wipe out one block which part of PNP stronghold.
Remember that capture here, I know. I remember Portia Simpson back in the fair time, they think to buy the little area that the people in, but for some reason the government changed. You have to study them things. Check it out.
All right, my brother.
And always is like that.
All right, bro.
Yeah, man, respect.
Manners and respect. I'm just trying to get y'all to think more wider. Because it's easy for us to come up here and say, Andrew, well, I know. Him wicked, him know, them tell him. But me, I telling us that that's dangerous. It's especially dangerous for me. Because I'm piloting the platform. You see what I'm saying? So, me like to ask for proof. Now, if I have proof, you can't stop me from saying you're wicked rotted, you're a wicked ras man. But me can't say it without proof. The man come make we know, say, him and his MPs or his people around him, his cabinet, they had no idea this was happening. And now he's out and he's saying these people have to get help from the government to be placed somewhere safe or get back all their belongings and stuff like that. And that's all we can go offer. That's all we can go offer. My personal belief is that I don't think he knew. I think that others in government knew, but I think money was being exchanged hands here, and that's what caused this to happen the way that it did. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say about it. The images that he's seeing, he said he found them very disturbing, and his heart goes out to the families who have been displaced. And he said, I see a particular image of a newborn and the mother who are being displaced, and this should not be happening. He said they need help, and they will get the help that they need, immediate help that they need. Andrew Holness said that he's surprised. He was surprised when he was informed of the demolition early that morning, and he immediately ordered the state resources to be mobilized to assist the affected residents. As soon as they told him, he said, gonna lick down the people in them house, so they're just out there on the land with nothing. Okay, immediately order state resources to assist the people who are affected. Now, from what we've seen, the people them say them get some tents, so the tent them there, so you have an idea of what kind of tent they are. It's not just a piece of tarpaulin over your head, even though that cannot replace your house, right? And I've seen interviews where they've said, yeah, we get some food items and some hygiene items and them thing there, to which I said, those are the resources that came in from China. Because you can see the big Chinese writing all over the tent. You see them? And I had other pictures of them up close. Let me see if we can grab one, if I still have it in here, of the tents up close, where you can actually see that these were the tents that were taken, that were given to us after Hurricane Melissa. Remember I said China gave a lot of stuff to us. So I'm thinking these are the same resources that they just give it to them people here out of that stash there. Because they're still holding on to resources from the hurricane that recently passed. Now, the man said I had no prior knowledge of it. Not us or none of our ministers, certainly not the members of parliament who are around him. Cooper's Pen falls in Trelawney's North, which is represented by the governing Jamaica Labour Party, Tova Hamilton. This is a JLP constituency. Andrew Holness said that resources from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management and the Minister of Labor and Social Security were mobilized because technically this is a disaster. We have been able to respond to the humanitarian crisis that has been created, he said. Andrew Holness said, adding that the longer-term intervention would also be necessary. However, the Prime Minister stopped short on circumstances under which the demolition was carried out, when he said that he first needed to be properly advised on the court's decision surrounding the dispute. Now, back to what Mr. Tony earlier. All this, he said, she said, I feel this way, me feel that, a court, them are going to deal with. And is what is able to stand up in a court of law is what is going to move forward. That's all me I say. So he said as far as the rest of this goes, he will need to be properly updated as to what the court's decision was surrounding this dispute. The matter is quite complex, and it involves court rulings for which I need to be properly advised on those court rulings before I can speak openly, he said, promising to address the specifics of the circumstances at a later date. Me not see nothing wrong with that. If you don't know the specifics right now, you don't come out and say too much or nothing. I would do the same thing. How many times have you all seen me cover a story or somebody says, so Flo, talk about this, which it wasn't on my planned morning paper to talk about. And I said to Uno, say, me I go do some research and we will talk about it tomorrow. Because me not like talk about nothing that I don't know. So you can imagine him being prime minister, him probably even have more stuff that's more important and more pressing that he needs to be properly instructed on and given proper information, vetted information, where him can solid information. So I'm not get up and look like idiot in front of everybody. You know, have me this morning, I sound like some love Andrew Holness and me's a JLP supporter and me's all of these above things. Listen, this comes down to fairness and it comes down to logical thinking, people, and that's all this is. You know, you call a horse when you see the horse, you call a spade when you see the spade. I've always been that type. So I understand that some people are in their feelings because they want to hear me say bad things about the Prime Minister all the time. I'm not trying to tell them, say, I know some mistake. It's just like the same way when we do all these dancehall things and people want me say bad things about, say bad things about Massacre, say bad things about this guy or Alkaline because of Gaza, you say. And I'm like, I'm not that guy. Me don't know nothing bad about them to say. I like their music, yeah, but my number one artist is Kartel, same way. So why me can't say Kartel I'm an artist, but still say Massacre make good music? Or, you know what I'm saying? Split justice where justice is due. I'm encouraging everybody to think. Not making a way out for the Prime Minister, because at the end of the day, he's still going to have to deal with this. And he left us with, he's going to do his due diligence and be properly instructed on court rulings that are involved and where all of this is at now before he can make a broad talk for all this. So at the same time, Andrew Holness was unequivocal that the plight of the families should not be interpreted as government support for illegal occupation of a piece of land. In other words, he's letting everybody know, say, him don't support squatting either. So regardless, they are going through a plight. This is a disaster that was created upon these people. However, me sympathizing with what they're going through at the moment and getting them the help, please don't mistake it as me saying it's okay for uno to go squat on people land. Squatting is wrong. Informal settlement is not encouraged, is what he said. Now he's the prime minister. Why would he say anything different? Me and you can say, well, after slavery, them never give we no land. Them give land to the slave master them. And them have land bank and all these things and own up the whole of the land in Jamaica. So at time now, part of the reparation that them supposed to give to we, should have be some land too. So hand out some land in the reparations now. All these land want to have a called crown land. We could go into a whole different discussion about this. All these lands they have calling crown land. Which crown? We're not talking about England, our former colonial masters. So how we still call land in Jamaica crown land? Land belong to England still? That means that them still own part and piece around here? Here what? When slavery ended in Jamaica, I say when chattel slavery ended, the people who were in charge of that, the people who owned slaves and plantations, they were awarded money and land. Guess what the people them who come up from under slavery, who were slaves and their people were slaves got? Nothing. So how about to make it right? Since we're going for reparations, right? Split up some of them land here and give to the people them with title to it. So there will be no more dispute when the people them build up them place on some of these lands. I could rock with that. But like I said, we have to be logical people and we have to have these kind of sensible conversations. Don't come out here always too emotional and lose your sense of direction, because these people deal in suit and tie business and they will look at you or look at us like some ignorant ghetto jabba, you know, kunumuno talk and Wells kind of word them use again. They will just look at you like that and just dismiss you. But a serious talk, me a talk. When slavery ended in Jamaica, look who got awarded and look what they got awarded. So yeah, reparations are due. And I don't know if y'all know it because I did a video on it recently. Andrew Holness and his cabinet, they are heading to England soon to meet with the king to discuss why reparations need to be paid to us. And Andrew himself came out recently and said, well, when we think of reparations, I don't want the Jamaican people to think of reparations as in money only. Right when him do that, lock off the channel. Because I thought to myself, here he comes trying to tell us if we take anything them give we as part of a package of reparation. You know when somebody has said, all right, I'll give you 10 pounds of flour and 2 pounds of rice and 2 tin of bully beef, 2 mackerel, 2 sardine, this, that, and that. We give you a bag of things. This is your reparation. We want reparation to be very much understood by everybody what was given. Nobody come give we no little bit of money around here, so and then little bit more over here. Put this $10,000 towards this. Put this $2 million towards that. Put this little bit over there towards that. All that is gonna get nyam out by our thieving government in Jamaica, anyways, right? Give us something tangible. Give us something tangible. Like I said, all people like me and a whole heap of uno, when we can trace our land roots all the way back, great, are we supposed to get them reparations there if reparations are due? So give it to us in, you can hand over money, which probably won't reach none of us. Only know say I true me attack, because them are going to take for them split before the normal people get anything out of it. Don't think Jamaica government is going to go around cutting big checks if England write a big check and them cash it. But you can't give a land. So land has to be a part of it, because this land dispute thing that's going on and people getting kicked off land. If you look at who is getting kicked off land, if you trace their ancestry in Jamaica, these are descendants of African slaves who inhabited that place. and reparation was never paid to them, and they are still suffering from the effects of chattel slavery on the island of Jamaica. Now we have a conversation to be had. See? So, what you say? What Tony Morgan says that most land Jamaica received was from World War I, and they never get nothing after slavery, only name. Yeah, man, so there's whole heap of land in Jamaica where them still are called crown land or whatever them call the land, belong to government land. Them land that we are talking about, them can't own so much land and so much people they out there, them are called squatters. The people them need them land. So give them land, but not just give it land with title. Because them slow with the title movement in Jamaica too, you know. I know a lot of people who've been trying to get title for their land for the longest. I don't know if y'all know it, but it was arranged. It was announced yesterday, and I'm not going to speak deeply on it today. I will do more research and come back tomorrow. That they are about to do a land re-evaluation in Jamaica. On a walk with this, I'm telling you already. You know, y'all been telling. Listen, they are about to do a land re-evaluation in Jamaica. This is all across the island. What's about to happen is they have said, land in Jamaica has gone up significantly in value over the years. But remember, when time they telling us, the little piece of land where your granny left down a country, where enough of they are foreign talk about, nobody no want that car way down a banana walk and in the bush. Nobody no want that cars away over there, so and them land there. Land, period, in Jamaica has increased significantly in value. Some of the land prices that I've seen coming out of Jamaica, and I'm telling you all, some of the land prices I've seen, me like literally I feel hold my head and I say, I must say, a Jamaican dollars, them are talk about our workers, and a US dollars, them are talking, you know, some serious amount of money, you know. So they have decided that since land prices have gone up significantly, increased in value, because Jamaica hot now, hotter than ever before in history. Everybody want a piece or no. They're going to do a re-evaluation. What this re-evaluation come down to, people? It come down to everybody who is paying land taxes now, because you own a piece of land and you just pay your taxes will increase. So this is a way for the government to collect more money through taxes from anybody who own land down there. So there's a whole heap of land stuff going on in Jamaica, and a whole heap of land grabbing, and a whole heap of increasing of taxes for those who own land and re-evaluation, this, that, and the other. Yeah. Them now go, hold on, let me see that comment here real quick. Jerome says, can we say SouFLo get paged by Andrew and he's folding right now? Flo, wink or blink 3 times if you're under duress. I think even the Prime Minister, if the Prime Minister watch me, the Prime Minister probably get a good idea of the kind of person I am. Fold. I'm not foldable, bro. Me on a large chair, I'm not foldable. But we have to make sense. Jerome, you're a joker, I know. You're a big comedian, you know. You need a stage. It's a sad situation, but as Jamaicans, we need to do better and stop capturing people, land, and houses. People work hard in America, used to invest, and then someone capture their land, kiss my teeth, shaking my head. And I have had stories over the years of people who ran away back to the US and back to England. Those two specifically where my stories came from, because somebody dead left land on a Jamaica give them. When they went down there to take possession of it, somebody who them don't know occupy the little house with the piece of land or build up them structure upon the land. And mad to kill them feet too. So they have to run away. SouFLo, me not go back to Jamaica and I don't want it neither. Is my family land, my grandfather dead left it, give me uncle did live on it, my mother brother, him pass away, him picnic them did live on it, them pass away or them move Ghana foreign, it left over to me go down there, me see bear stranger upon it, them build up about 3 house upon it. And me can't talk to none of them. Me not go down there, make them kill me off. It happens a lot. That's why I've been telling you all that. Go home. Go home and go sort out your affairs. Remember I said, I'm not going to Jamaica to argue with anybody about a piece of land. If I have the proper paperwork for a piece of land, I'm doing it from a distance. That means who I get kicked off of the land, the only time them see my face is when we go in a court. and I'm in court holding my paperwork, them are going to say, oh, are you? I miss Ruby, little grandson, we grew up big, and him want to take away off island. Them not going to ever see me come out there, come talk, oh, come off, or me I bring down bulldozer, why, so them can run me down and chop me up? No, sir. So there are ways to do things, right? There are ways to do things. Yes, there will be a re-evaluation taking place, Raddy's daughter, and we're going to talk deep about that on another day. Let me finish out what has been said here by the Prime Minister, though, because I told you all I wanted him to respond. So now that he has responded, it is only right that I give you his response in full. So at the same time, Andrew Holness said unequivocally that the plight that these people are going through, and him being sympathetic to it and sharing help with them or giving them help, please do not mistake that for him co-signing the illegal occupation of land. All right? I'm not endorsing squatting. He said squatting is wrong. Formal settlement is not encouragement. However, he encouraged that every Jamaican should have an equal opportunity to access land and housing, and he acknowledged that the state would have to determine how best to assist the Cooper's Pen families. Some of this is big talk to me, okay? Every Jamaican should have an equal opportunity to access land and housing. And okay, this didn't start with the Cooper's Pen situation. You know, Mr. Prime Minister, you have known for the longest. You know, they put out a report yesterday that said the group of homeless people in Jamaica has grown significantly. I believe it's like 2,000 and something people, vagrant, people who are living on the street, people who walk road and them thing there. I don't know if that has anything to do with people just going homeless. I think that has more to do with mental illness has risen in Jamaica. I mean, I have never seen so many young, out of their minds people in Jamaica before than now, in today. Male and females. And I can't help but to think that it's because we took on foreign lifestyle. Remember me telling you before, so whatever is in foreign is in Jamaica as well. So things got popular there, like smoking certain things, you know, crack, coke, popping ecstasy pills and doing other illicit drugs and stuff. And it frig up them from early. Yeah, these kind of things. I think all of that has to contribute towards who they are road. How what I notice about Jamaica is this: 99% of the people them that you see out a road, I know homeless, them have people and they have homes that they can actually go to, but they are suffering inside their head from mental illness, whether it was brought on by drug, if it's drug induced or stress and they broke under pressure or whatever the case may be. This is natural, can happen to anyone away. Them just wander and walk place. Enough time you will see them family members cook food, carry go give them out a road, tell them, say, you know, come home. All right, man, at least come bathe and change your clothes. If you want to go back out a road, go back. Them have place to go. So it's not like in America where when you see somebody homeless, oh, he has nowhere to go kind of thing, you know? Anyway, we will have to find ways, the Prime Minister said, to support those families who are impacted by this. Andrew Holness continued, however, that whether intervention is developed, it must not establish an unsustainable precedence for other cases involving informal settlement. So whatever our response is, he said, we have to be careful that we don't set up precedents that are not sustainable. Because whatever we do now, everybody is going to expect that it is done moving forward from now. Interesting. Interesting. But very wise. So the Prime Minister said that the government was therefore carefully developing a response that could form part of a broader approach to informal settlement. You know, more time I want to ask the Prime Minister this. Sir, why you always handle emergency situations in a non-emergency manner? I've never seen the Prime Minister respond to an emergency, because this is an emergency situation. Look on the place. I've never seen this Prime Minister handle any emergency situation in an emergency manner, and that's one of my gripes. You know, people from the hurricane before the last hurricane what we have here, Hurricane Melissa, people from the hurricane before that, were put in an emergency situation and resources were given to help these people, donated to help these people, and them still not get no help. And then when next hurricane come back up, that the hurricane, and them the people that 9-10 months into an emergency situation still looking for deliverance. And it was not handled in an emergency way, even though emergency resources were given and donated. So with Andrew Holness talking about developing carefully a response that could form part of a broader approach to informal settlements, this sounds like something we're going to take forever too. So I am looking to see these people living in a one of them something here for quite some time. In a one of them, he trying to tempt them for quite some time, because he does stuff at a very slow level, at a very slow pace, rather. He pointed to the need for a program that would regularize communities where possible, while simultaneously preventing the continued illegal occupation of land. It is the same way that we will develop a program to address squatter communities, irregularly settled communities, formalize them, regularize them, and prevent further squatting and formal settlement, he said. Well, this could be a case of I said this before, this could be a case of the government purchasing or the government taking ownership of a land. Or if it's FIDEM land, the government can say, okay, this piece of land right here, we're donating it to and developing a community on this land. People already here that could build out a full community in here, and you don't have to give the people them no title for that the land there, because the understanding will be that you will never move from here because this is your place to live. If we don't want to do it like that, that way the people can stop being scared and afraid. And if they want to purchase land, go purchase land somewhere else. But this right here, so is actually not your land. We understand that it belongs to government. We understand that, but contractually is yours for life. We will never kick on off it. That can be one way for the government to look out for its citizens as well, to make sure that every Jamaican has adequate housing and stability. And that you say you deal with, so give them something to work with. Just like that. And nobody sell off a piece of land, kick off the people, because that's what's going on. Listen, I told y'all before, right? When you look around at Jamaica, a lot of you who are Jamaicans, y'all take that island for granted so much. You drive through Jamaica, you walk through, ride through, watch videos of it, and you're like, I just want next place. What y'all don't understand is there are people out here who are investors with money, and they're looking at your homeland and just drool and run down outside of them mouth. You ever see somebody who are hungry and them see some good food yet? I saw them look on your place. And them want it, and they're coming for it. And we under government, we sell out every rotted thing, and they're looking to move some people so them can sell out more to some more investors and fill their coffers with lots of money. All I'm saying to the government, to the head of the government, Mr. Andrew Holness, is please save some of the land them for some of the regular Jamaican people them. Because everybody have money to go buy a piece of land right now and acquire title on these things. That's why a lot of the times, a lot of them are squat for how long. Help the people them too, man. And you say you believe that there shouldn't be no homeless people in Jamaica. Well, everybody is not on the same level. So help out those, you know what I'm saying? They will look at you like somebody great in history. Andrew Holness give you that piece of land, you know. And my family depend it for about 40 years now. And he established the paperwork in government that says we stay here for eternity. That means we don't have to run up and down all over the place and nobody can kick me off it. You can do that. You can do that, sir. The same way you can kick the people off the land and sell it to foreign investors is the same way you can decide to keep the people on the land, develop a community around them, and make it so that Jamaican people have stability. Hurricane Beryl still have money. I know Hurricane Melissa, all the people in the West would have back to normal if they had his ministers work together to help the people in dire straits. Sad. So the Prime Minister comments comes days after scores of residents of Cooper's Pen were left homeless when structures in the Trelawney community were demolished in a long-running land dispute. The operation sparked outrage as families watched their homes that they had occupied for years some 30 odd going almost 40 years, living in that same community in those houses, their house being torn down, with several residents maintaining that they had received no notice whatsoever that this demolition would take place. Images of displaced children and families, including mothers with young babies, subsequently circulated widely, and the world saw it cause an over foreign media see it, and it never looked good. Lawton Cousins, the opposition spokesperson on lands, has since argued that the government has legal options available to prevent the demolition of the remaining houses now that are on this land. A lot of people are saying, SouFLo, them say them all lick down the rest of the house, them what go happen next. Lawton Cousins, who is the opposition spokesperson on lands, has since argued that the government has legal options available to them to prevent the demolition of the remaining houses. He pointed out to a 2016 judgment in the dispute and contended that the government failed to appeal that ruling to the Privy Council. So again, what I say here is tied up in a court, appeal it all the way to the Privy Council. I don't know how that go already. The Privy Council is located in the UK. It's the highest court for Jamaica. That is where the big final decisions are made. So fight it all the way on behalf of the people to the Privy Council, is what he's saying. To me, that's a temporary fix, but if you go to Privy Council and Privy Council end up granting the people the land, then that, I mean, it's worth trying, so to speak. But is the government going to lay it all on the line for these people to where they would fight all the way to Privy Council? Cousins also called for the government to invoke Section 4 of the Local Improvements Community Amenities Act, arguing that a similar intervention was used in relation to residents of a Red Hills Road in St. Andrew address in 2016. He said such actions could protect the Cooper's Pen residents whose homes have not yet been demolished. Because remember, them tell the people, them say, saddle up, because them a come back for the rest of the house, them come lick them down. As far as we've heard, it's about 40 plus houses left over there. Roddy's daughter says that will happen right before election. Them give them a 1 acre for development and say he did something, which is how they operate, right? And that for them modus operandum. Good morning, Miss Audrey. Please have a fantastic day. King Nation Entertainment says Mark Golden and Damian Crawford did warn them, but not learning, and that's sad. Grace X Fire says Jamaica is nice. All the Americans in my family travel to Jamaica more than the born Jamaicans. At this point, they need citizenship, a barrel, a permanent room at somebody's house, and their own keys, because they travel there more than the born Jamaicans in your family. Jamaica nice. That's one thing we can't take away from Jamaica. Even when we're talking about Jamaica going through so much this and so much that, Jamaica still so nice even with all our problems. You can imagine if all the problems were alleviated, how much nicer that place would be. But you know, I always say this to people too, and we're going to change the subject right here. I always say Jamaica is heaven on earth for some people and is hell on earth for other people. That's why I don't judge when people start saying stuff like, me? Go back to Jamaica? No, never. You know, I do tell people don't throw a stone behind you, but I don't know somebody else's reality on the ground in Jamaica. Our lives could be completely different. For me, it's all about happiness and pleasure and nostalgia and all these warm memories of childhood and all these things and good food and traveling around the island. And for other people, it's trauma, it's loss, it's pain. You know what I mean? It's insecurities, it's a lack of. And I never had all of that. So each man must know what their reality is. Julie Troll says that was what Mr. Golding was going to help the landless people to get, a way to help them to get land. And that is what I'm saying that the Andrew Holness administration should do. One more comment on this says if the government is taking out NHT money that poor people contributing to and will never qualify for a home, that is another issue right there. Because I heard recently, I believe it was not Dr. Dawes, another one who just got married. I don't remember his name. He's a doctor too. I can't remember his name right now, but he just got married recently. He addressed that recently as well. That NHT, under NHT, you know, look at who is contributing largely to it, and then look at who actually can access the benefits from it and get the most out of it. And he said, it's people like me, pointing to himself, who already are accomplished and already are financially secure, who get the most benefit out of the NHT. And the smaller man, them, the people them who contribute, they are still never able to access it and get full benefits from it, yet they contribute so much to it. That's something else I don't plan to talk on today because I do. Dr. Dayton. That's something else I don't plan on talking on today because I don't have the intricate details of how that NHT thing actually works. I just heard him saying it, and the fact that you just brought it up. The Prime Minister have too much, and the poor people them don't have anything. Boy, Sandra, I tell you what, that is in every society. Trump there in America, him have way too much, and the poor people them don't have nothing. That seems to be the way for all leaders. I don't know not one leader of one country that don't have way too much, and a section of the people them that's really poor, and him now give them fame riches. So I think it's necessary to have poor people around. That's how the systems are set up. Not me saying it's necessary, you know. I think to be poor is a crime. I think having people in poverty and you being able to help them out of it and not doing it is a crime. However, I think that is also the way that every democratically run country is structured. It is structured so there is a necessity for a poorer class of people. Who else are going to do all the menial work for a little bit of money? While the corporations, do you know, the sister would tell me the other day, so she going to call me Sunday morning for me listen to Arday FM and way. You know, I did outside, I cut some grass, you know, but me listen to as much as I could. I'm nearly dead out the door too, you know, because it was 111 degrees outside and me gonna push lawnmower. Me say, me do the front yard and I couldn't do no more. Me have to go inside, go lay down. And about 2 days now, my leg them a cramp up and stuff. But anyway, I listened. And, you know, I learned a lot from there. I also learned one piece of information stuck out to me that 80% of all the profits made through our tourism industry leaves Jamaica. 80%. 80. You know what that says to me? That says to me that our remittance money is the actual money that is holding Jamaica up. Is not tourism money holding up Jamaica. If 80% of that tourism dollars, you know how you hear Edmund Bartlett come on and him say, oh, we did a splendid this year, and next year we will be doing even more splendid, and we gained this much profits this year, and we made how much to millions of hundreds of millions of US dollars. Then you must remember, say 80% of that left the island. 100% of remittance money stays in the island, and remittance money in its amount is almost equal to the amount of money they make in profits from tourism. So if 80% of tourism money is leaving Jamaica and 100% of remittance is staying, it's a no-brainer as to say which money are hold up the island. You see what I say? All right. Anyway, we're going to change the topic now and get into something more frivolous. I think I have to be off of here about 9:30 to 9:45. Because Miss Lady have to go to school today, and she have to leave here by 10 o'clock, something like that, right? So we're pressed for time. That's why I started early. And these are some of the adverse things that are happening behind the scenes. And I would love to go live more often when you see me missing. But no, sir, real life is taking place. And everybody back to school and back to them thing. And may I try adjust the thing as we go along. All right? Change of topic now. I hope the people them get all the help they need, and I hope they're not left in these conditions for too long. But like I've said, that guy right there, I've never seen him deal with an emergency situation. Sir, may hope you see this. I hope somebody clip just this piece and send it to him. Sir, I have never seen you deal with an emergency situation in an emergency manner. So I hope that the people living in this right here are not left in this condition for a whole longer time to come. Prove me wrong. Moving right along. Frivolous topics now. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about we done talk about that one day already. I'll plug this one more time of the morning. I'm planning to go to this event right here, but only if I get a crew of people to move with me. If I can't get a crew to move with me, then I'm not going. I would love for it to be people who tune in here. Vybz Kartel returns. It's called Return of the Building. And he's going to be at the National Arena in Jamaica, August, see the date there, down there, so. All right. Thinking fly out Friday, attend this Saturday, fly back into the US Sunday. So it'll be a weekend getaway, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Right? SouFLoTV at gmail.com. Hit me up if you say SouFlo, I want to go. If not, and I don't get no response from nobody, then probably won't. Or I might sneak out and sneak back in and then give a vlog footage. I don't know. But this is an event to look forward to. And it's cheap to enter. It's $5,000 US pre-sold tickets and 6,000 at the gate. The place I got packed like sardine tin again because the tickets are so low. This is not Freedom Street ticket price them. This is prices everybody can afford. It's like $35 or $34 and then $36 at the gate, US money. With that said, moving right along. Our next one we're going to talk about this morning is this relationship right here. We have everything for y'all ever listen to Vanessa Bling sing that song there? There was so much emotions in when she said, me have everything for hold him. Right is that I say 80%, some of that money should be reinvested back into Jamaica. Hospitals, infrastructure, all government, PMP, JLP did not negotiate in the investments. That is exactly what happened. But we changed the screen already, so we're going to change the topic as well. All right. So recently, Vanessa Bling showed up at and performed at Massacre's big concert that he recently did. Sold out the Barclays, yeah. Massacre sold out the Barclays. It was a big show. You know, then we see people are cuss her out. I seen one guy cussing her out and the guy said, you know, talk to Vybz Kartel. You run up under everybody where you see that either have beef with him or don't like him and has made it clear that they don't like him, even if they haven't come out and said it. Watch how them move and the things where them say and that sly. You make sure you align yourself with all those people. But when you go out there, and the first song you draw for Massacre stage is the song where Kartel write for you. And he was saying, you know, you should have sing something else and these kind of things. So it got me thinking, I'm glad that Gaza Slim has a career. Introducing Vanessa Bling as Gaza Slim. Pretty girl, them will tell them man say. She said, me nah go get when never. One bag of line, woman. Anyway. One man to me know have pum pum, she pum pum yeah, that song there. It's an anthem. It's an anthem, and anywhere she perform it, the place mash up. Everybody, all the woman them in there sing. Anyhow, there she was hugging up on Massacre, you know, after his big concert in Barclays and stuff. And here she was at a huge event with Vybz Kartel. Come Kartel did look for her. Because Kartel did look for her. You know what I mean? But what happened to their relationship? It's not 5,000 US dollar, man. Or no matter what. Kartel can do it's 5,000 Jamaican dollars. I will come back and correct that later if a 5,000 US. You crazy? Kartel already got rich. Okay. And Freedom Street was a killing. I gotta say it. Freedom Street was a killing. Remember, say 10,000 US for a ticket did cost, you know. We're going on. So Freedom Street was a killing here, and the place did pack and sell out. I think this is him giving back. But what happened to them? And that means that 5,000 US? Oh, I stand corrected. Okay, let's fix this real quick. I stand corrected. I did say before that it was 5,000 Jamaican dollars. Okay, so this event right here that is happening in Jamaica on the 29th of August, Saturday, is 5,000 Jamaican dollars. It works out to 34 US dollars and 51 cents. It's written right here in front of me. And that is pre-sold tickets. At the gate is 6,000 Jamaican dollars, and that works out to 37 US dollars and 85 cents at the gate. I stand corrected. Thank you for letting me know that I made that mistake. I'm not too big to say I want a mistake. I don't want the thing to be misconstrued. All right. And like I said, I hope to be there too. We just need a crew for roll out with, and then we'll dead there. We're dead there. Back to this now, though. What happened to their relationship? Now, I'm walking down memory lane and telling you some things that some of you probably didn't know about this relationship right here between Vanessa Bling, Gaza Slim, and Vybz Kartel. Why we don't see them together anymore, why they don't speak, why the relationship was never rekindled after his release from prison, and all these things. All right. This is one of the reunions where, I remember when Kartel first got released, and then, him saying want to put foolish things behind him. He's a grown man now, and he's willing to make peace with everybody where him did have issues with, especially those who were under his empire brand, his Gaza brand. And I said, I want to see Black Rhino and Kartel reunite. And that happened, and I was elated. Then I said I wanted to see, Bounty Killer. I want to see, but him and Bounty never really have nothing, but I want to see them do some work together. But, thing look away right now. But I want to see Idonia. That's still not happening yet. I want to see her, Vanessa, Bling, Gaza Slim, one of the names that I call. Lisa Hyper, any which party that big up yourself. She's been off the radar for some time. One of my favorite dancehall artists. That Lisa Hyper is probably my favorite female dancehall artist, actually. Yeah. But on the next level, over Yasso. Wagwan Yasso. I saw a comment yesterday from, I think her name is Gaza Girl or something, where she said something about Vanessa Bling, and she said you can't unsuck the cocky. So I don't know where you have up the man for, or something like that. I think two things. So for those of you who don't know, when Vybz Kartel caught that murder charge, right, for Lizard, remember I'm catch one for a businessman named Barrington somebody and beat that case there. When him catch the murder charge for Lizard, right, she did go tell the law enforcement she did see Lizard down a road, She saw Lizard out a road. So in other words, then how could he be dead if him just approach her out a road? I don't remember if she said him approach her out a road and did nearly rob her or did say something to her or whatever the case may be, but her story was along the lines of she seen him out a road. So that was then would have throw a monkey wrench in law enforcement story that he's dead. Because how could he be dead if Vanessa Bling just see him out a road? Anyway, they end up arrest Vanessa Bling friend. And them did bring her up on charges too. Remember say some serious charges, Kartel them did depend. Remember say he was sentenced to 38 years before he's even considered to be eligible for parole, then them switch it down to 35, right? So Vanessa was caught up too, and at the time, the woman there were retired now from the DPP, Paula Llewellyn, she was gunning for every member out of anybody when it close to Kartel when it open up their mouth to say anything. If you say never do it, them draw you into. Vanessa Bling was locked up for a minute. That's rotted, perversing the course of justice, lying to law enforcement, disrupting all kind of thing going over there. So I think she shook. She got shook. When we did our investigation back in Arday, we learned that Paula Llewellyn them, when them let her go, you ever watch one of them Jamaican movie there where police lego a boy and the police say, run away from Boya. You don't start run yet. And the man them run off. It was kind of like how they did Vanessa Bling or Gaza Slim or whichever one she want to go by today. It was kind of like how they did her, you know. So the first thing she come out of jail, she dropped a gospel song. You know, remember? Yeah, like Third World Cup. Her boss. Yeah, she do her like Third World Cup. Run away from Boya. So the girl came out shook. And the first thing she did was a gospel song. You know, after she came out. Don't remember the name of the gospel song. Let me see if we can pull it up real quick while me I talk. But she did a gospel song. She was shook, visibly shook when she came out. Because she could have been hit with a lot of years behind bars too. And I don't know if the relationship sour because she never stayed in touch with Kartel while he was behind bars. And him probably feel like say she are one of the people that were close to him up to the minute, up to the time. Like they weren't falling out when he got arrested. They were good in when he got arrested. And then she turned him her back on him or something like that. Or we don't know where the case may be from that. But I think it has to do with her being shook to the point where she got up out of Jamaica. And from she get up out of Jamaica, Have Mercy on Me, Lord, is the name of the song. That song has 10 million views on YouTube today. If you type into YouTube search engine, Vanessa Bling, Have Mercy on Me, Lord, you will see that song. And you will see the video. She have the whole video to it and everything. The video, I can't too show it. Yes, sir. Let me see. Yeah, but she came out of jail singing gospel, my friend. So she gave her life to the Lord and turned over a new page. When we find out, say, the conditions under which she was released, you have to understand, say, Vanessa Bling get her hand and foot them tie up by the DPP for the entire duration of Vybz Kartel's and the rest of the man them behind bars sentence. Because when we look into the details of the condition of her release, it said they can reopen her case and prosecute her fully at any given time they choose to. So that basically tell her, say, don't say nothing more to them, disappear from the scene, lay low, or you're going to end up in there too. And I think that had a lot to do with, you know, how shook she was after all that and how this has played out for her. How this has played out for her. Not to mention, you know, the big old rumor, I don't know, I wasn't there. Me never see when him did that do nothing to her. Me never see Kartel shift her baggy or nothing like that. I've heard conversations, I'm an outsider looking in. I've heard conversations that she was giving him the stuff and she was one of his girls, you know, teach her some new things and sing on the mic and, you know, bubble on the something and something. I don't know how true it is. I wasn't there. I'm just saying. So I'm saying if that type of relationship was there, I mean, them say a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? Maybe I just see my rest him hand on him artists. I don't know. But there, I'm saying that she was probably also emotionally invested as well. She was young. She was young. She was legal age, but she was young. And she was emotionally invested as well. You know, when young girl give up them stuff and to who them heart gone with it to, and then she's like, you know, this whole idea of I'm talented and he knows it and he's investing in me and he's bringing me, bust me to the world, and we're on top of the world right now. I have an actual career right now because of this guy and these kind of things. And you don't know when time body I reach boom boom what kind of conversation I go on, you know. It's like, yeah, me and you are gonna take over the world kind of thing. Shouting at him in the picture. You know what I'm saying? It's me and you, we're gonna tour the world, we're gonna be talented together, we're gonna do shows overseas and all these other kind of things. Who knows? One day you could have even possibly have a little mini me and we can raise a family and these kind of things. I don't know what dreams were sold to her or what dreams she had developed inside of her head, but emotionally connected. And then figure sister, you know, didn't work out that way. I'm thinking there's some kind of bitterness there. When you say you're the finest, she did a good performance at the Massacre show. Yeah, Vanessa Bling can sing. That's the thing. She can actually really sing and she commands a stage for real. I've seen her perform many times. She does very well. So no, I don't know talk about her talent or how she performed. She's good. She's a top tier artist. You know, Kartel had again a vision for, not a vision for, but he has an ear for talent that is undeniable. You know, look at all the people them when pick, from the Da Vinci to the Tommy Lees to the Popcorns to the Vanessa Blings to the, you know, the list goes on and on. So I mean, it only goes to say, you know, she's super talented. That can't be taken away from her. But my curiosity about this relationship and why they have not rekindled it, because honestly, I thought she would have been one of the first persons to be not necessarily back in his arms, but back around him, doing work with him, welcome home type of thing. And the nice part is she have our US papers, him have theme US papers. She can tour, go places outside of the US even, and so can he. It would have been a good look. I don't know, maybe I was looking for some kind of nostalgic something to happen where we could recapture the past, you know. Kartel, why on an link up? Tell me. You know, so if him tell me behind the scenes and I something what me can't tell him, I wouldn't tell him anyway. But I'm an outsider looking in. And like I've told people before, I kind of love being an outsider looking in because I don't want to know truly. I don't want to know no dark secrets. I don't want to know much of anything. I enjoy the speculation because the speculation breeds conversation, right? And then we can say anything where we want to say. You know, when you talk about the ignorance because you don't know, the conversation can go anywhere and it makes it even more interesting. But from you just know one thing, you can't say nothing else. If you know facts, you can't say nothing else other than the facts. So I don't really want to know too much, but I'm curious still. I really want to know, but I don't want to know. Yes, I love that song. Have Mercy on Me, Lord. Yes, Have Mercy on Me, Lord was a big song for her. It was a huge song for her, as a matter of fact. We did things that should go on, you know. When them did arrest her, I said, blood clean, them arrest Vanessa Bling too. What them arrest her for? Them said because they found out that she was lying about Lizard because she never said the boy nowhere. She was trying to perverse the course of justice to get her boss out. Out of lockup, I said, damn. So them are going to charge her too. They said, yes, she will be charged. Jointly and accordingly, I said, shit, she got in prison for a long time. I think we even covered it back then. You know? All in a Dallas, you see her. She has a big show coming up in Jamaica in a short order as well. She's all over the place performing. Israel, you know, in Europe. She get around and she's out here free and doing her thing, and I love it. I love it. She's a very classy dancehall performer. I will agree to that too. Nan says some violation was done. I believe so, Nance, but I don't know on which side and who. I don't know. You can look at it like she was young too. And you know, for the woman them, some of the man them where you did this, because somehow there was a yam head for somebody. Hear me out. Hear me out, right? Some of you, it's not even say the man did violate, you know. It's the man did stay how him stay. And you did know too, you know. But you did young and you was very impressionable and you was a yam head for somebody. A lot of you were a yam head for somebody at one point. Today in life, now that you're a grown woman, you hate the boy there with like poison. Even though you tell yourself, I've forgiven him and I've moved on and I've grown and I've matured and I would never be with somebody like that again. But you hate him still. Can be turn you in a yam head. And your feelings was all for him. You know, but you did get violated and your feelings did get hurt. And how much time you tried bawling in your room and your little heart did a hurt and you know you did want him so bad. The boy didn't want you. He didn't want your pum pum, but he didn't want you. And you didn't want him. Right? So y'all can relate. It probably was that. She probably, when Kartel went to prison, she had time to mature, grow, realize, and she has said, you know, so some of them things there did advantage him, that take advantage of me. How could you have treated me like that? I truly loved you. You know, in her reflection, she has said, I truly loved you. You know, how could you have treated me this way? You know, so I cut all ties with him and I'm not looking back. Because that's what y'all have done, right? And I'm not looking back. And she probably did just that. You don't necessarily have to be something other than that. You don't have to be something other than that. We come off of that topic in a long time. Listen to this rotted comment from no yam head. No, them did wicked. Them did wicked, but only did a yam head too. Uno was a yam head for a wicked boy. I admit it. You was a yam head for a wicked boy. The boy did wicked because he never protect your little heart. Him used to, you know, hood seed and center you and then go laugh with him friend about it. You know, and a lot of you were that, you know. A lot of you were that. A lot of you were the girl who will run go brag to we friend them while we are go to the next girl. We did a brag to we friend say, yo, dog, guess who met yo? Mr. Give her some blood clot fucking say, oh, who you talk? And Mr. Shakira, yeah, look a red one from down at Westmoreland, yo, Mr. Give her some blood. And then I said, move on, go, you're lying or rotted. You get stop lying, man. The girl ain't give you none. And yeah, but when he was in front of you, you know, baby, you're my sun, moon, and my star. You're my only, and you're the best thing that ever happened in my life. And I will reach to the skies and pull down everything out of the heavens and give to you. You're my world, and we're gonna conquer the world together like a power couple and blah blah blah, and sell you all kind of thing. And you know, you little leg them open up again and then you get hurt again and we go laugh some more with a friend until you actually realize, damn, he keep violating me. And one day you finally make up your mind, say, me not do this no more, you know. Either him got prison like our Kartel, he got prison, which gave you time to think, or him drop off of the face of the earth, or him break your little heart and tell you say I don't want to talk to you no more. Because I used to nag him all the time. You were just texting and calling and crying and carrying on and you know him just cut you off. Says he done this up. Or you get tired of crying and cut him. I don't know say I true me attack. Or you got tired and cut him off. But at some point in life you were a yam head for somebody. Most of you. And I think Vanessa was a yam head for Kartel at a certain point in her life. And then she probably grew up and realize, damn, and I'll never be that again. You know, not for him or for anybody else. At times we reflect and we are more mad at ourselves for allowing certain treatment. Exactly, Nans. And that, Nans right there, that is a mature comment. Me put it on the screen. At times we reflect and we are more mad at ourselves for allowing certain treatment. And not even say you're mad with him. And then you resort to this right here, so right? No contact is best at times. It's gonna invoke too many bad memories. The time when me give you myself and you laugh and go F somebody else. And you did tell me about me and you alone and you're faithful. And then next thing me know, see you there again. And it was so embarrassing. And you know, so the first time I saw cocky I did feel, I mean not even the one in a them something there, and you turned me in a bowers. And see it now, you broke me out and you this and you that and you other. Your feelings just hurt, you just vex, you just stir up, you just angry. So I don't want to around him. I wish you all the best, but I will never be But I will never be in touch with you again. I don't wish nothing hateful for you. I just will never be with you again or around you again. Me only was a yam head for my baby father, so it's. But you was a yam head for somebody. Yeah, you're the finest. You see, you admit it. You admit it. Most of you won't admit it, but me know how the road go already. You know. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, family. What go on?
I had to call. I didn't want to call this morning, but I had to call.
You was a yam head for somebody, Jerome?
No, it's just that you said something like the first time you
sing on the mic.
I mean, just you shouldn't say that, bro. God, no, yeah.
Because somebody are going to clip it and say, SouFLo here admitting to saying that.
You can't believe you said that, bro. Certain things is just not supposed to
as soon as we say it, you know, that's the first thing I thought. Watch one of them idiot blogger, you clip that part here, and next thing there's going to be a video of me circulating through social media talking about, yeah, the first time I sucked with you, you the teacher. May I tell you, so the boy admit to do it, see him there. Then we
I true, you know, go to the place on YouTube, they beat you all the way,
Me know, but me not go over there.
Yo, General Star, you should show you have a brother. People, just understand what he said just now. He know he's wrong and he's just not supposed to say it. Forgive him, please. He know not what he has done.
Jerome, I try to save me. I try to save me, bro. Them are gonna do it anyway. Because that's what they
big up yourself, I like the program.
Big up yourself, bro.
Bling, can't believe I can't Bling Yames. She was just a little girl in love.
Don't say little girl, because it sound bad. Because you're going to make it sound like he was a pedo, you know what I'm saying?
No. She was just a girl that time that's in love, you know?
Right. That's why I made it clear earlier that she was legal. Because you know how them do already, them run with it. She did a 14, steam there with him and run her, him did a 29. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. She was legal. But she was
now, look at one picture you post. The far right hand corner one, and the picture looked like them just done, you know, was doing grown up stuff.
And now go get whenever. Oh man, to me zoom say zoom say up the side.
Yeah, but it would be a nice look if Bling walk out on a stage one of them day here. The crowd would then reel up.
All right, Jerome, hold on. Now that I have you on the phone, hear this out real quick before you go. So, you don't think, sir, if Massacre show at Barclays the other day, if Kartel did surprise the crowd and walk out and him and Massacre sing, my dogs them have to live, bow, my dog them have to live. If Kartel did walk out and do that, you know, think the place would have turned over in there. And you don't think that would have been a good look for dancehall?
No, you need some milk. that will never happen.
I'm not saying it will happen or not. I'm asking you if you don't think it would have been a good look for dancehall and if the place wouldn't turn over in there.
Yes, it would have.
All right.
Because, all right, listen. I watched Massacre perform, you know, the first time Kartel called him out that night, you know, in Atlanta. And him hugged Spice, and when he walk up on the stage, I've never seen Massacre just smile so much and so happy. Performing and laughing with him idol. I think the Massacre was heartbroken that night because him think they must start do some tour, go a lot of places, and then maybe that's what gets him in his feeling.
Like give more strength and thing.
Yeah, because even the after party, me just see Massacre they perform, you know, white and him a rock and him a laugh. I watch all Massacre performance and I've never seen perform white and a dance and a laugh and a smile. So I think, and then, you know, remember they did link up early morning, all of them after that show. Me just feel some Massacre did things. That moment when he feels, because love for we sometimes wait for some nostalgic moment to see how when Kartel call out somebody. So imagine the first when call out feel that way.
Right. That's
and
why.
And then you feel you think of why we'll have more shows like this and so on, and they never were.
Golden Star in TV says it would have been historical, bro. You know, all Cartel did have to do, now in my mind, in my perfect world, and I always say this, so me hit the lotto tomorrow and me win like after taxes $100 million. Me I go to all them artists there, come me I ask them, say, okay, this is what me want, go on. Seeing how much it I gonna take to make this happen. If a man say, boy, SouFLoTV, I got pay me $1 million US for that. See the money here.
You're doing it for dancehall?
I'm doing it for the culture, bro. I would do it for the culture because I know what the impact of that would be and the reaction would. That place they would have turned over if Cartel did walk out on a stage there at a massacre show. The thing about this is, in all the division and the men like the side there, I like the side there, and this, that, and the other, our true strength is actually in our unity, but we can't access it because we can't get past certain things. Cartel rich already, massacre rich already. Massacre rich, but him the on Cartel level of richness, although I don't know the boy bank account, the man bank account.
But what about bad mind flow? Because I'm allergic to bad mind.
What that may I say? We have to get past them something there.
All right, so let me ask you something. I have clippings where Massacre call Cartel's daddy, and he call him father.
Mm-hmm.
And him out here, they say him and him man are never friends. And him call Cartel's family. Mm-hmm. But yet him say man and man was never friends, and you only see him like 2 times. So we know that's a lie.
Yeah,
So how you then feel now? Him will call out Cartel. He comes to most Massacre bigger than Cartel because them have to call out Cartel and all them things. So Cartel I don't know means.
I don't think it would have happened like that because Cartel already shelled down Barclays, the same Barclays Center there, and he did it bigger than that. He did it back to back, and then he went back a couple of weeks later and did it again as a headliner. So him coming out on a Massacre stage now, that would only be him saying Massacre is worthy of his co-signing him. That's all. No, and only an idiot would have take that and say, see, him did have to wait for Massacre call him out. Remember, I know, like say, him never do it already. He did it already. So nobody can say that.
So say Massacre have him personal vlogger where sometimes they are yard clean all them pool and them things there. Right. And I see that vlogger say Massacre is the greatest artist of all time. And when we Google the top 20 dancehall artists, we still not see Massacre. So how come Massacre is the greatest artist of all time?
Well, in a freedom mind, bro. In a freedom mind, it's not factual. It's just in their mind.
Hey, you know what? I watch your videos, and I'm just so proud of you because me did I watch you regular, and me feel them all. I say, go look for Lizard. When Lizard body there, and all them crooks. Old man and them things are garbage.
Yeah.
I know they're beating a fan because a fan go have Massacre show.
Too much, man.
Hey, do them remember what the Barbs did to Megan Thee Stallion and all them show up all in mother graveside? You have more dangerous fans, but these crooks will do the worst things. And they always blame the Gaza fans.
When Cartel was, and I addressed that in the video I put up last night. For those of you who haven't seen it, you should go take a look at that video. I said some things in there that needed to be said. At the end of the day, it came down to me trying to push like unity still. However, there are times when we do draw a line and we take a side, but it's never in a dangerous way where we mean to destroy another side. So them always talk about how Cartel fans them this and that and the other, and I'm telling them that you can't do that without talking about what the other people fans, because it shows your own biasness towards Cartel himself. Like when I was watching that Regular performance, brother, when we see how much people were, like there were some people who were dedicated to putting up 50 crocodiles at a time. I don't know how them did that type it or do it, and them do it for every comment, like sit down the line. You know how the comments are running fast because thousands of people are watching. How the hell them are getting so much crocodile so fast that the screen just full of crocodile? And then comments like somebody come get your granddaddy off of the stage. Him too old. Him can't perform again. This, that, and the other. And I'm like, can we just enjoy the show? He was booked as the headliner. and he's here and he's headlining. Your comments are not going to change what already happened. Don't collect him check already. He's performing. Just enjoy the performance. I went to Massacre did a perform. I never see nothing like that on the screen. I didn't see a bag of people that talk about a Gaza world. A boy, I need to come off of the stage. Him can't perform. Him not sound good. Blah, blah, blah. They weren't doing it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's not about, yo, don't make it your love for one artist or your support for one artist make you want to destroy your next artist. We can talk and say, yo, I don't like certain things about him because I shouldn't diss the boss because, you know what I said, the man give him a forward. I don't care what nobody wants to say, Kartel, Boss, Massacre. People are talking about North because they did have Cylinder before that and then did have this. Them song, there was just some popular song that put his face out there, but those songs didn't boss him. Massacre never get a bigger forward until my dogs them have to live. Pow, you see when the song the bus, people was like, raw to the Kartel, the police for real. And in the behind bars, oh, him do that and every time it played, it was Gaza Nation rallying behind Massacre that actually really boss him.
The most accident.
But he was no longer nylon card, bro, and iron balloon. He did boss now.
Remember, there used to be bleaching for years before Kartel. And a Kartel them pin all bleaching too.
Yeah.
And bleaching was there. Just like Clark's was always there. Mm-hmm. But in Clark's company tell you how much millions they make because our Kartel did. So when them say Kartel has nothing to do with Massacre careers, a Kartel put on all his fans to Massacre. So Kartel give him a huge strength and a huge support when he decide to collaborate and tell all our fans to support Massacre. All Gaza Nation decide to support him.
Exactly. And he gathered that. Remember when he used to be when movement name?
One side, genocide.
It used to be genocide Gaza. Remember that?
Yeah. Gaza
genocide. And it was that for a while until
and he used to sail on that boat only. Every show him go, he used to say Gaza genocide.
Exactly.
Until him balance wheel them move off when him getting him feelings because Kartel now they give G6 strength, uptown Gaza, TJ, and he's getting him feelings. So him take off the balance wheel and decide say one side only and no other side.
I saw. But you know,
when he said one more question, because you're in the medical field. When he said one side only, it's like a stroke in your or something, or what I mean?
We're gonna left that right now, so.
Big up yourself.
Manners. All right, so we're gonna end that one right there and talk about our last topic of the morning. I wanted to save this one for the last because I think this person is truly fitting and deserving of. She has returned. You had to have been there in this time to have seen this. All right. If he did play My Dogs Them Have to Live, the biggest forward him would have get. Thank you. If Massacre did even perform or play My Dogs Them Have to Live, the crowd would have turned over in there. What if Kartel did do a guest appearance? 5 minutes of Kartel time. Don't take no money from him feet or nothing. Me just want to see you do your thing in the world. Don't come out on the stage. But they wouldn't allow that, right? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yeah, morning. Regarding Kartel and Massacre. And I mean, let's say Kartel Massacre that big break, right? Mm-hmm. But Massacre would turn around and, become the rivalry. Well, it's the same old particular boss Kartel. And Kartel turning and be, disrespectful, join with being a man to song after him, all kind of things. But they don't really look at funny. I agree to anything a Massacre do. It's what happened with Kartel doing the past, literally come back to haunt him now.
Yes,
sir. They want to kick them around Ninja Man off a stage of the thing there. Kartel did a lot around. He beat up Gaza Kim. It's a lot of things him do.
Well, here what gone already. And the man, the man got do 13 years of prison, him forward out, and him say he's taking accountability for all of those things. That's why he's trying to make those rights wrong now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, no need to go labeling all the wrongs of the past kind of thing. We're moving forward. It's just like some people always want to talk about Budro did us not the coke part, me see him. And Budro has moved so far beyond that. No? That
probably,
you know,
probably if you never challenged Bounty, it wouldn't be so big. See, Massacre would challenge him to get back big.
But Massacre was not. But Massacre was never his artist though. But Bounty, okay, so put it like this: between Bounty Killer and Vybz Kartel, that is Bounty Killer's son musically.
Yeah,
but him, because things never go right, and he had to do what he had to do to establish himself. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right. So Massacre didn't have to do what he had to do. But Massacre don't have to do anything to establish himself because he's not from Cartel camp. You know what I'm saying? He's not from Cartel camp, bro. Okay, so what I admit now, sir, is that then he was making a move for the throne. Because he didn't come from that camp.
I agree with what Massacre did. Because you have to challenge. You have to take on the big giant.
Well, if you notice, him not get no response from Cartel, really. And honestly speaking, I don't think Massacre... Go back and listen to Cartel war song them. Massacre not ready for that. Him talented, and it would have given him some publicity if him stand up on war or Vybz Kartel. But Kartel understand his own worth too. So you're not even worthy of me warring you. But Massacre can't stand up to a Vybz Kartel war.
Why not?
Brother, me not think him ready for that. I would play 2 Kartel songs right now. And just listen to... What that have to do with nothing? We're not talking about band. How you just switch to band? We're talking about... Cartel has worked in front of bands already many times over his career. But we're not talking about band, so why you just switch to band? We're talking about a lyrical clash.
You might run from challenge, man.
Who?
No,
bro. Him not run from challenge. The man saying done the certain songs, and clashing requires you to do certain songs. You see, if you're not ready to talk about Under Mother and shutting a boy face and all these things, you can't do clash in a dancehall. As a matter of fact, it's the same thing in hip-hop. Have you ever watched battle raps? Some of the worst things are said in these, you know. And if you're not ready for that and you're going there with your holier than thou art mentality and you're going to keep it all clean, you can't win nothing there, so. So Kartel is not ready to do that kind of clash, not because him can't do it or he's running from challenge. He's not ready to do or don't want to do it because him change what him do now. And he has the right to do that after 13 years behind bars. Listen, the whole of them did out here for 13 years. Why they never clash up each other and establish yourself as the dominant one? Massacre still have Alkaline. Call Alkaline name and clash him now. Call Alkaline put it out, you know, and say any man call him name, you know.
You must forget for the masters. You don't want to look at degree.
No, that's not so I go. I know so I go. There's levels to this. Me never go in a school and go from elementary school to college and graduate. You didn't have to go through junior high. You had to go through high school. Same thing from primary school, basic school. You got primary school. From primary school, you get your subjects. Then you gonna high school. You gonna college. Steps to this. You can't just go from basic school go all the way up a master's degree. And that's how I go. There are many other contenders along the way who Massacre would have to contend with before him can go at the throne.
I think Massacre.
You think Massacre can stand up to an Idonia? Let's be for real. Let's be for real. You think Massacre could stand up to an Idonia in a lyrical war? If Idonia decides to go war, Massacre, you think Massacre can handle that?
I don't know about killing.
Brother, listen. Massacre can't handle no Idonia and no war, brother. And I say that loud.
But SouFLo, if you can take on Kartel, why you have a problem with that?
I'm telling you that Kartel is established on a different level now. Now tell us what to say.
I'm going for the big guns, man.
Hi, mama. Ooh. All right,
No,
brother. Me
Massacre
hear you.
run the
Me
place
hear
with
you.
Cartel not dealing it.
Me hear you.
You know? And the only reason why the people are go for Cartel is because they never seen for years. The stuff people never see perform. You know? Let me underrate Cartel.
Anything you say, bro. Me can't tell you don't rate him, but me can't tell you don't rate him. It took you long enough to say you don't rate him. I can tell you don't rate him. But it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Yeah, man.
The man said, me no rate Cartel after he said all that. Well, I could tell you don't rate him, but you no rate him don't mean he's not who he is. You know? Some people be thinking that your ratings hold them up. Your ratings don't hold up nobody, bro. You rate him, you don't rate him, it don't matter. I'm still shelling it, right? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, family. How you doing?
Me late to the class, but me think me not by your side this morning.
Well on.
Remind me at the end I want me to tell you why me hate Cartel. But the other time, me change from not liking him to not liking his attitude. But you are too close to everything that you can't say when he's wrong. Because even when the man just said he orchestrated make woman get beat up right before his face, don't say it is the past, don't bring it up.
But
no, it is there. It is the past, but he was wrong.
But it is the past.
You can't call a wrong right. It was wrong.
Okay.
It is the past, but he was so wrong.
You triggered
again. And you can't jump on everything for him.
You notice that every time
you're too close to the party to him.
Every time there is a topic that involves a woman being abused, you come on here triggered. I understand you've been abused.
You see where you're going to take it now.
No, but that's true. Because listen. I don't have to tell you every single day in every single instance that a man putting his hand on a woman is wrong, and if Cartel did orchestrate for a woman to get beat up. I wasn't there. We just came off of that earlier, and you might have missed that part of the show where I said if I'm going to claim that somebody did something, I need to have proof of it, because I'm the host of this show. You can come on here and say that.
Oh, so that's why you're picking a friend now.
Here, you know, cause you missed us earlier, right? You're just a check-in, right? Somebody fill our room for me. Somebody, you see the baby.
Nobody don't need to fill me, but you're too close to Cartel.
Hold on, my friend. So the baby's on my lap, so I'm gonna go into my last topic of the morning, and then we're gonna end the show. All right. So
let me just tell you something.
Do it quickly, please.
Yes, you said when you sung about Clark's making millions of dollars.
Me said
and just for you to know, I don't hate Cartel.
Me said that?
I don't hate.
Or somebody on the phone said that?
Somebody on the phone? No, you said Clark's was there selling before, but when he spoke about or sing about Clark's, millions of dollars starting making more.
I was not the one that said that, but keep on going.
Well, all right. If it's him, you can carry it going along. No big deal. I'm not that person. I'm not an animosity person. You understand me?
My friend, the audience is here enough. I know me say it, so just accept.
All right. No problem about that. No big deal. But this is for me why I hate him. When he sang about Clark's, I was buying 2 pair of clothes for my kids each, because I have to be they go to school, so 1 pair for the year. When he sang about that double, I hate that mother F. 1 clock, so think me I'll get knockoff clocks to buy because the pair clocks couldn't serve for the year again.
So it make the clocks price go up?
Double up. So considering now you buying a pair of clocks that serve your child for the year, and you buying 2 pairs, look at that.
Me here.
You see?
Me here.
Yeah, but I hate to hate him, because look here. What me hate him for, that only do my body harm. All right, continue with the show, because you don't really have nothing to say funny.
No,
if you look at me, I double up my money.
No,
yes.
I don't. Because you could have sell clocks too and make back a whole heap of money at the time too.
Me could have sell clocks.
Yeah,
me I make clocks.
The same way the man them we are selling at Jamaica, them don't make it. Them buy it cheap and sell it back where the big price is.
No, people were making clocks too and make it look original. So remember that. That's what you need to remember in your argument. Jamaica is good like that. So me start get knocked off when we go Falmouth market. Yeah. So consider when your money has to stretch. But no big deal. All right, continue.
All right, big up.
You're not saying nothing.
No, me not say nothing.
The artist, you don't love them body touch, but don't forget it's the same person who say they love the attitude and the generation of wealth when I create and the new aspect of the business that he's creating. So don't just take that one thing now and cover me. Okay?
All right.
Bye.
Later.
Hold on.
I tell her, I said, the baby up on my lap. You see my daughter up on my lap? When she on my lap, I obviously can't talk loud. I don't want to be shouting in her ear or anything like that. Say, hi, mama. You saw she had gripped my shirt? She gripping my shirt like that. She's actually sitting in front of some big lights and multiple computers. She looking around like, you know. Right, mommy? Hello, you? Yeah, so we don't want bar in our ears and get loud on the topic. But again, that caller, every time there is any kind of abuse from a man to a woman involved in any story, that's how I shall call in and get very riled up about it. I don't have to tell you every day. I'm not somebody that stands for that, and I don't glorify it in any way. I tell women, escape, run, get away. If a boy look on you like him could have raised him hand, left. Don't wait for him to start throw punches or use something lick you or whatever. So I don't know why I need to repeat that constantly. I covered all of that when I said, Cartel not doing that now. The past is already done. It gone. Me talking about it now I'm gonna bring it back. Plus, I wasn't there, so me can't accuse him of beating who or whoever. Me not even hear nobody will say it except for the rumor mill. So leave it where it's at, right? Even some of the people them who he allegedly did that to, him and them good today. So when me I go dwell upon that for. The man come out of prison and he said all of the things that him did I do, a lot of the things that him did, some things, but he's trying to change himself and he's a changed man now, and the only way he can show us that is by living forward, which is what he's doing. Him not promote them something they no more, him not live like that, so why we fi dwell upon it? That's like me getting up every day and talk about Buju Banton drug case, Buju Banton drug case. Buju have a big album out right now. Buju have tore down the place right now with Morgan Heritage. Buju have all kind of stuff going on right now. That's what we need to talk about. Stop living in other people's past when they've moved forward, because you don't like nobody stuck you in your past when you have moved forward. You know what I mean? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hi, SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, family. How you doing?
I'm all right. You?
I'm good, you know. Talk to you now.
Okay. You still talk about the cartel business?
Yeah, but me I go talk about Patra right now, so you can wrap it up.
All right. Yeah, let me wrap it up. First, let me big up Isaac Buchanan for freeing up dancehall.
See?
Yes, big up Isaac Buchanan. I love you.
See it.
SouFLo.
Mm-hmm.
I met Isaac on Thursday, and Lord Jesus, you know, want to see me Isaac. I use him like a tour drum, you know, go on with myself.
Wait, you meet him in person on Thursday?
Yes, he came at Cooper Spring, the place of them, the Manish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, you know, want to me on the bus.
Seeing.
Yeah, big up yourself again, Isaac. Can't tell anywhere they want to listen to SouFLo. Donald Thompson, love you. And nobody not dry out to come to a clash fire. You're redeeming yourself already with a clash.
Big up yourself, Donna.
Big up SouFLo.
Big up yourself, Donna. Yeah. We're gonna move right along. Seeing? Mervin, big up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. All right. I'm not gonna address all of them comment here. Kirk Bruce says a leopard never changes. I guess you're gonna lean on to that. The thing is, he's not a leopard, and neither are you. Okay? We're human beings, and we live, and we make mistakes, and we learn, and we pick up bad habits, and we do things that we regret later on when we get older and wiser. That's just life. So some of them old talk there sometime about a leopard never changes its spots. We're not leopards, and we don't have spots. We're human beings, living life and learning as we go along. And we can only do as good as we know. You know what I'm saying? All right. So give credit where credit is due. When somebody change and they change for the good, you embrace the good change and you keep it moving as well. I'm sure you weren't born perfect, and I'm sure you've done things that you are ashamed of or regret. And that's the thing about social media too, you know. In a social media world, everybody is perfect, right? Them born perfect. They've never made a mistake in life. They've never offended anybody. They've never done nothing wrong. They are the most perfect person in the world when it gives room for them to criticize others. You know what I'm saying? A leopard never changed. Are wrong in your whole life. I mean, come on, man. Anyways, moving right along. We want to talk about Lady Patra. Seeing? Big up the scammer, whoever that is. I don't know who this scammer is, but Lady Patra is back, people. She's back in, it says that Patra is back and she's not holding back. Shout out to Dancehall Mag. The dancehall icon, born Lady Patra and known globally as the Queen of the Pack, has signed a Sony Orchard music deal. She just got signed back to Sony. Reclaims her masters of both of her albums and broken her silence that stretched across more than 2 decades of depression and isolation and changes and industry battles and all of this. First of all, let me say this. You had to have been there to have seen this. You know, I had the biggest crush on Patra back in the day. Me didn't want to be Patra man. I remember one time somebody tell me that she there with a soldier man. Me vex, you know. Like me malice Patra like say me didn't know her and I talk to her and she got talk to the soldier man instead of me. Patra is a little bit older than I am, but not by far. Probably give or take a couple of years, but that's it. So I well within my age range. You know what I'm saying? Look at her. That's how she was back in the day. I remember this chocolate beauty with the braids and everything. By the way, Patra kind of popularized those thick braids. They actually used to call them the Patra braids back in the day. And if you were around when Queen of the Pack came out, Pull Up to My Bumper came out, and Romantic Call came out, you can attest that Patra was the queen of dancehall back then. I want to stir up a little argument. See? Was Patra bigger than Lady Saw? Or was Lady Saw ever bigger than Patra? Was Patra bigger than Lady Saw? Or was Lady Saw bigger than Patra? Patra was on the fix the other day and she's back and happy for her, says Roddy's daughter. Sexy bad. I had my Patra braids. Yeah, Patra had the girls wearing these boots. You remember them boots that back in the day? Back in them time that we did wear something called Cross Colors. Cross Colors was like a big brand. And they had these boots, these tall-up boots. They kind of look like Doc Marten boots, but so she had people wearing those. And like she influenced a lot. She influenced fashion both overseas and locally. And, you know, she was just Patra. She did bad like that in her real life. Heard on my roots, I'm in the take back my chat. Shuffle the deck, me and the queen in the park. Look how I'm sexy and fat. So now, I kind of remember that one there. The next one was Pull Up to My Bumper, baby. I think she remixed that with Yo-Yo. A female rapper named Yo-Yo, which was big. Yo-Yo was huge back in the day as well, out of California. And Romantic Call goes without saying because Lila Ike recently did a Romantic Call remake. I'm on a romantic call. I'm talking to my baby down at me yard. That one there, right? Them 3 songs there alone. Patra actually recently did a song with Isa. And that one is for the Natural Body Woman them song. You know, Patra is still, her voice is still very strong. She had that growl to her thing. Anybody in here a dispute when I say that, or the question I asked, was Patra bigger than Lady Saw? Let me answer that question. If you're going to go off of who was the queen of dancehall, At that moment, it had to have been Patra, because Patra accessed levels that Lady Saw was still waiting to access. She crossed boundaries that Lady Saw never got to. She really crossed over. This woman right us up, for the newcomers them, she did it all. I know sometimes people see you now and they're like, they don't know about your greatness. You know what I mean? Your past greatness and what you've accomplished in the past. But for a true dancehall queen, or the queen of dancehall, Patra, Lady Patra, she did that. She did it, and she did it big. This is Patra more like today, and this is her back then. Her fashion did mad, and believe me when me tell you that people were following it, and there she is sometime in between back then and now, right? This is a return. Patra, and she still looked beautiful. She still looked beautiful. Patra was worldwide. She was international. Lady Saw wasn't. So there was also a rumor out there that she copied some of Lady Saw's music, lyrics, and used them and all these other things. And she had never spoken out about any of those, she said, because she wasn't that kind of person. Like, she not like the whole parara and back and forth and, you know. But she said she saw Lady Saw in different places, including in a gym where they went to work out. And Lady Saw never mentioned any of that stuff. So it was like out there. And plus the lyrics that people are talking about, she's the one that holds the copyright and all the paperwork, the legal paperwork to that part of the music. So, you know, you can't miss her with all of that. They asked her about Lady Saw's, so she put the rumors to bed. Was there ever any beef with you and Lady Saw? She was like, not that I know of, you know, but it was going around for a while that there was that kind of beef. Some people did say Lady Saw did bad mind Patra, and Lady Saw walk Obia, and she did use the Obia against Patra, and Patra mad out, and because Lady Saw did want the number one spot. Y'all know how these rumors go around, right? Right. Yeah, so she's now signed back to Sony. Apparently, when she took a break from music, she took that break suddenly, like in the middle of touring. So you could imagine what the investors were like. What? You gone? You gone where? You're breaking down. She's like, I'm going home. I'm heading to Jamaica. I gotta get away. I take a break. And she said now that she's glad that she did do that, because the industry would have swallowed her up. I used to hear rumors about Patra, about things that happened to her in a recording studio and how they drugged her and did stuff to her. I don't know if it's true. That's why I said I used to hear rumors. And by this time, she was no longer in the industry, which had me believing, damn, they used her up and threw her out the industry. So it's good to see her back. She wore pom-pom shorts. That was a fashion statement too, because the American female rappers did not dress like her. They dressed like male rappers, and she mentioned it on the fix too. Yes, she was super sexy. She was super sexy. Them never did start wear pom-pom shorts yet. I was telling somebody that the other day, I said, when we were growing up, females did not dress like how they dress today. Like even the females them that had holy paman and they were promiscuous, they didn't come outside with their body parts out either. You know, like today females dress like a hooker. And I say dress like a hooker, no disrespect, because back in the day, certain outfits were for hookers. It was only them you would see wear certain things. Today, those things are normalized as normal fashion for any woman to wear at any time of the day, any day of the week kind of thing. But back when we grew up, I never saw them used to dress. And you're right. Patra used to, she broke out, she come out with the pom-pom shorts, them and stuff. And Americans never dressed like that. So they were going crazy for her too. Plus she used to dance. And she used to give them the slow wine and these kind of things. You know, I said back it up and thing. And it was the beginning of Jamaicans taking center stage. Because remember, I know you did have the Shabba Ranks them back in them time. This was also a time when we were establishing ourselves in the United States of America, right? So anybody who represented us that made it big, whether it was in government, fashion, anything, we were gravitating towards it because we were being oppressed and we wanted to be heard and seen. and establish herself in the place. So Patra was at the forefront of all of that. You know, that Patra could be the reason why many American men started saying, yo, I want me a Jamaican girl, son. You seen Patra? You seen, guys used to say that back in the day. Yo, you seen Patra? You see how Patra be whining? You see her dances, how they look? I want me one of them girls. I want one of them Jamaican girls that look like that, that do that. So girls started dressing like Patra, even down to the braids and down to the shorts and, you know, learning to dance how she danced and all of that. She literally kicked off some doors and paved the way, her. And I don't think she gets enough credit for it. Because them 3 songs that I just mentioned, I think those 3 songs are bigger than, and I don't want to keep saying Lady Saw because Lady Saw is now Minister Marianne Hall. But Minister Marianne Hall, who was Lady Saw back then, was the blueprint for who most people say, she had the dancehall queen. She would have, did have to go take it from Patra. And if Patra never left the music industry, Lady Saw would have never been established as the queen of dancehall. Facts. See? So just to let y'all know, Patra is back, and whatever she's doing, please be sure to go support her, because I will definitely be supporting her as well. I'm going to take care of my daughter. I don't want to be on here any longer. She's actually here. I look at things, I may wash my hand. She's here. Ah, mama. She have teeth and she have bite my thumb. Manaya, and she got the hiccups. Say bye to these people that you and daddy go chill. Say bye, people. See them there. Up here, some mommy. You want me hand? All right. So manners and respect to everybody tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Big up yourself. I'm glad we had this opportunity to go live this morning. I thought Shakira said she had to leave the house at 10, but she didn't. She said she had to be in class by 10. So she can't drop off a baby for me as she slide out the door. I think she was waiting, trying to see how long I was going to be on, but we did a plan for there on until closer to 10 because I thought she was going to leave at 10. All right. She'll grow faster too, Mervin. Yeah, man. All right. Well, you say I always hear but never had full details. Yeah. So big up to Patra. We're glad to see you back, Queen. Yeah. True one queen in the park like that. She's still doing her thing. So go check out her music. Start with the Natural Body song with Yiza and Patra. Right. Bad artist too. Big up Yiza as well. Any which part she did. She's right now touring too. She out there and just getting bigger and bigger. Have a great day, everyone. All right. My granny, Miss Ruby, said, be good. If you can't be good, be careful, but it's best to be good. And my grandfather, Mas Clevey, said, I will see you tomorrow if God spare life. Wanna walk good. I'm out. Peace.